The following program is meant for adult audiences only. If you are easily offended, you are choosing to be offended by continuing to watch. If jokes upset you, whether bad or good, you might end up crying. Being a bitch in life is difficult, I imagine, but you must find a way to continue. For all the haters and lurkers, hope you enjoy the show. For the bigot army, enjoy the show. Don't be a pussy.
そうだ。
テレビ
つけてもいいぞ。
冒険アニメ
よりによって
サイレンサー付きの拳銃だと
ワクワク
Here we go! Mucha lucha, mucha lucha. It's the way of life.
There is a fifth dimension, beyond that which is known to man. It is a dimension as vast as space and as timeless as infinity. It is the middle ground between light and shadow, between science and superstition, and it lies between the pit of man's fears and the summit of his knowledge. This is the dimension of imagination. It is an area which we call
the Grifter Zone.
Oh, you found your moo.
My crew is big and it keeps getting bigger. That's because Jesus Christ is.
Man, I want to get drunk in a hotel room with you.
That might be taken
Crazy.
out of context.
Gay, gay, gay.
Oh. No. How is it my fault? What? And Bracken gifted this and I'm immediately called an anti-Semite? Come on, dog.
Bruh.
What are these characters? Nazi furry? Hypno, why would you do this to me? Said, welcome to Goonergate. Protect your booty hole.
What's up, nerds? It's Alyssa Mercante, Kotaku senior editor, and
Nobody even wants you here.
And I would take her to Chili's, maybe. You know, like, genuinely, I just want the best for her. Genuinely.
Listen, if it was consensual and you didn't hate the Jews, I'd fuck the shit out of you. I would.
What did he say?
People are gonna clip that. You know that I don't.
Clip it. I know you don't. Come on. But that's the thing. Why can't we have fun?
Bruh.
That's an interesting way of putting. That makes sense.
He's jealous. Fuck yeah. Been knew I was that bitch. I didn't need a man to tell him to fuck.
And Hypnotic again, member for 1 month. Thank you. Enjoy First Berserker. What's that black stuff between an elephant's toes? Slow natives. Wait.
Wild.
Yeah. On the other end of the spectrum. Yes.
Okay.
I'd say that goes out of dad into dark, but sure, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Definitely dark.
Somebody replies and it says, "This is embarrassing." And he says, "Not as embarrassing as your take on trans kids. It was not researched. It was cruel and it had no basis in facts. So forgive me if I don't take all your takes that seriously." Who's this person?
Bruh.
Look at the fucking thumbnail. God of Cock Meltdown. Oh my God, look at this. Oh man. Yeah, sure. Trans kids, for sure, man.
Right, but you're giving an opinion on an article with a headline that's inflammatory. So the fact that you're giving an opinion on what's on screen,
Did I focus on the inflammatory nature of the headline?
Well, can I assume that everything in this article you would agree with?
You shouldn't assume. It makes an ass out of yourself and me.
Okay, so that
down his timeline, you're gonna see a lot of ass and titties. Okay, me on my Twitter timeline, you ain't gonna see none of that. As a matter of fact, like I can show you, I can scroll down my entire news feed on Twitter. Why would you ruin my point? I'm trying. God damn. Why would you ruin it? I didn't do that. I don't know who this chick is. Why would you do that? I can't even edit it out.
Ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
Someone you love been canceled? Have you been the target of online harassment because of something you said or refused to be compelled to say by the mob? Did you mistakenly think you could be an individual, form your own opinions, and keep all of your phones?
Titty
Has your social
sprinkles.
credit score tanked because you had a conversation with, subscribe to, or follow someone who suffers from wrongthink? Have you been called a literal Nazi because you think taking care of one's physical health is important? Have you tried apologizing for your transgressions only to find out you actually poured gasoline on the they-them flames? Have you ever had a politically incorrect thought or, heaven forbid, made an off-color joke? Well, we here at the Office of the Cancelled are here for you. As a member of the club, we offer exclusive trading cards, flak jackets, lapel pins, access to bomb shelters, as well as audio tracks from based artists that are sure to pump you up for a day at the range and get some of that much-needed two-way therapy. Remember, folks, you're only canceled if you let yourself be canceled, and every one of those collectivist NPCs can go fuck themselves.
Eating the dogs, they're eating the cats. Eat the cat, eat the cat.
I'll wait some time because the longer we wait, like the more realistic it'll be, you know, when he comes back to life. The touch of the black man in a woke story. The God hand shining down, shining upon thee. White man as you lay down. Cis white man and couple in background. Understand the power of a black man is a God hand.
Pro-black Twitter!
I breathe life into you. One touch is not enough from greatness. One touch from the black man. Watch me do it again. Kneel and be amazed at the touch of the black man. I bring life. I bring life.
Pro-black Twitter hoes!
That's right! That's right!
Robocock, don't clip that, no!
Bruh.
Oh God, that's getting clipped.
Hey yo, what the fuck?
Oh shit. I was doing so good tonight too.
I'm tired of you! Drop it, retard. Robocock.
You guys thought I was going to do it again? Why do you fall for it? Why do you fall for it every time? I would never do that to you. Never, unless you misbehave. Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Hypnocast. That's right, we are live. We are live, we are live, we are live. We're going to dive down the rabbit hole that is known as the internet. But before we do that, boys, you got to bring it in. Come on, get close, get close. Look at the chat. Wow, for the first time ever, somebody didn't say anything nasty. All right, well, that's good. Let's look at the chat one more time. Here we go. God damn it, Bio T Wolf had to just say grab. God, it's always him. It's always him. All right, guys, listen very closely. If you're watching on YouTube, like the stream. Come on, stop being lazy. Figure it out. Figure it out. If you're watching on Rumble, like the stream. If you're watching on Twitter, like the post. And if you're watching anywhere else, literally anywhere else, you just might be a Nepo baby. Like the stream, man. Like the stream. Come on, figure it out, man. Figure it out. All right, can I get a mic check, please? Mic check, titty check, balls check. What are we checking, man? What are we checking today? We're checking a lot, actually. We have a lot we got to go over, man. Some absolute massive news coming out of Subnautica again, which is crazy. We got Grand Theft Auto 6 news. We got Microsoft laying off, I think, like 200 people for AI. Crazy stuff. Crazy stuff, amongst other things. We got some fast topics, too. What are we checking? Taco Tuesday check, fair enough. Migraine check, I'm sorry to hear that. Fuck Ubisoft check, absolutely. ARPG check, always. BioT Wolf needs to repent. I agree. Hot Wings check, very nice. Sounds good. I will never repent check, fair enough. Old Man Cat is unsupervised and naked. Why did I need to know why he was naked? That is just crazy. Like, that's just not something I need to know. Buy the Gundam check? Nope, absolutely not. Absolutely not. This channel is dead check? Absolutely. Absolutely. You're 100% correct. With our growing numbers every single day, we continue to die. make it make sense. Seizure check. Oh, no. Oh, no. Don't have a seizure. Don't do it. Thunderstorm check. I'm sorry to hear that. This show is weird. Have to admit. It is what it is. It is what it is. You can stay or you can go or you can hate watch. The choice is yours. Get an account to buy the gun. No, I'm not buying the Gundam. I'm not buying the Gundam. Like the stream and subscribe. Bigot Army. I agree. $8,000 check. I wish. All right, guys, listen. Our ESG scores are at their maximum. We are, in fact, fully funded. So like the stream, man. Come on, let's go. Let's go. What are we doing? All right. It's time for the Bigot Army roll call. Let's see who is in his chat right now. Aside from former Kotaku urinalists, Black Samurais that unfortunately did exist at one point but no longer do, and people that think this show is weird but continue to watch it anyway, with other people that hate me but continue to count my every dollar, which is why I renamed the bank today Trust Fund Kid Bank. As you can see up top at the left, or the right, wherever you're looking at. At the right. It's at the right. Yeah, it's at the right. My left, your right. Yes. I had to get my orientation right. We got Colonel Ruv. What's up, Colonel Ruv? What the hell did you say? Ati Ween Hut. What the hell? What the hell is that? What does that even mean? Fluffy Murder Machine. What's up, man? We got Old Man Cad saying I am here and unsupervised. We got Marius. What's up, Marius? We got XL Tomahawk. What's going on, man? We got Bud, the absolute legend. What's going on, Bud? We got Matt Stanford. We got Nick Havoc. We got Sleeping Nova. We got Kay the Cadet Queen. We got Melody Johnson. Old Radio Chip. You got Yamato 85. Smash should buy the Gundam. I mean, he does have the money. So there you go. Mr. Melancholy. We got Jack. I am not the president. We got Hypno's Nepo Baby. Nice. We got Guff R35. We got Valerian over on Rumble. What's up, Valerian? We got Mr. Blue Cthulhu. What's going on, bro? We got Secret Final Boss. We got Lenny Kuhn. What's up, man? Buy the Gundam? No. No. We got Sarah. Bonjour. Bonjour. There you go. I had to roll the R a little bit there. We got Pat Star. What's up, man? We got Oliver. What's up? We got the Gamey Wolf, 87. What's up? Stin Rocks. Luck E. Zelosi. Daniel Casili. Adair Soto. Sleeping Nova. HXC. What's up, man? Angels of Destiny. Such a strong name. We got Crash Collins. We got the real Razio. We got Ali Kusanagi. We got who else is here? The Voice in the Water. Assassin 86. We got Triple J Jr. What's up, man? We got Review Big Cheese. What's going on, bro? We got Kage of Chaos. We got Ron DFK. We got Mookie Dookie over on Rumble. What's up, Mookie Dookie? We got Hans 9311. We got Doodoo Brownies. We got Reaper Knight. What's up, Reaper Knight? We got Yamato 85 saying work the corner with Smash AT to get the Gundam. No, absolutely not. We got King Demon Wing. Nice to see you're working on setting Little Hypnotic Trust Fund up. This is never going to stop, huh? Shout out to the legend, King Demon Wing. Thank you, brother. Thank you. With your memberships you keep gifting, the trust fund for the little Nepo baby keeps growing. It's insane. Thank you. We got Panthera. What's up, Panthera? Hypnocast and Power World is a great combo. I like the sound of that. Thank you. We got Ryoden. What's up, Ryoden? The Fastest Hedgehog. Yes, Grok is extremely... Yes, I agree. We got Deadeye's Lock over on Rumble. What's up, Deadeye's Lock? We got Flip Shazam. Crash Collins over on Rumble. We got Romanizer24. We got Aurelius Khan. We got Dead Star. We got Phantom 9587. We got Hey Yo Nate here over on X saying howdy. What's up, man? We got Dweezy C. Hypno. What's up, brother? What's up, man? Dwayne. And then we got Jack. We got Pat Star. We got Christopher Herman checking in from Japan. Wow, we got people from Japan watching us. We got Astrobot 702 saying, let's go. Shout out to you. All right, guys, 4 more people and that's it. 4 more people is all I can afford to call. We have to get on with the show. We have to get on with the show. Daniel Casili. What's up, man? We got Handy. Handy's in the chat. We got Anti-Federalist Pain. What's going on? Lenny says, Hypnotic, you're rich, right? Oh, absolutely. I'm a trust fund kid, remember? Remember that. Don't ever forget it. That's the lore now. We got, who else is in here? Chaotic Holy. We got, who else? Let me scroll down. Let's get some new people. Try to. Joshua T30. What's up, man? We got Flip Shazam. I'm just grifting for the Gundam. God, I'm not buying the Gundam. I'm not buying the Gundam. I'm telling you. Sagittarius says hi. What's up, Sagittarius? How you doing? How you doing? We got Hath Not Seen. What's up, man? We got Faye. How you doing, Faye? Enclave of America. The Gaming Mason. Spiked Toilet Paper over on Rumble. We got Karate Werewolf. Oh, yeah, absolutely. We got Dank Duck. I Am Christmas. Shout out to you. Rain Morga. We got Low KZ420 over on Rumble. We got Bad Bunny. We got the Nerdy Mechanic. Shout out to the Nerdy Mechanic. Shout out to the Nerdy Mechanic. Assassin 86. And last but not least, we got the Blue White Scorpio. We got Tim Grove. We got Han saying, what is this Gundam thing? You don't want to know. Mystic Vegeta. We got Tribble Fluffer saying, I have no clue why I'm here. Well, you know what? We're going to welcome you anyway. Everybody welcome Tribble Fluffer right now in the chat and welcome them. Because whenever someone says they don't have any idea why they're here, they end up staying usually. So let's try to get them to stay. All right, guys, listen, our ESG scores are at their maximum, as you already know. I've called out as many people as I possibly could. But now it's time to sacrifice your fellow Bigot Army member. And let's see who is going to get the final call-out money shot today. Yeah, and so what? I'll say it again. Assassin 86. Boom. 3 times now. 3 times now. Now what? Now what? We got Colonel Ruff saying to go down. No heretics, no Xenos, no mutants. Repent, motherfuckers. The Emperor protects the booty hole and praise his name to be purged. Only go down by 1? I'm not used to that. To go down with booty hole protected, no lotion, no oil, no Ugandan gay, no booty warrior times 5. You must sleep with a certain failed journalist. Oh, no. No. That is absolutely... That is the out of bounds no-go zone. That is way too powerful. That destroys literally almost every protection known to existence. No, we can't use that. That is overpowered. But I will go down times 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh no.
Holy shit.
Not Lenny. Not Lenny, man. Not Lenny. Oh. Not Lenny. Lenny was just trying to be nice and say welcome. Oh, man. Oh, poor Lenny. Poor Lenny. All right, guys. Well, that's just what it is. Congratulations to Lenny. You are the recipient of the final money shot call out today.
Oh! Oh! Oh!
What the?
Like the stream, boys. Congratulations, Lenny. I'm sorry. The cat did that to you, not me. They did it, not me. All right, guys, listen. We got a lot we got to talk about today. As I said, we got to talk about Grand Theft Auto 6. We got some Krafton, some Nautica news. We got some Steam news. We got Microsoft news. We got even Intel news. We got literally an insane... We got leaked concept art for a PlayStation Live service game. We got a bunch of shit we got to talk about, man. Seriously, we got a bunch of shit we got to talk about. So we're going to get right into it. But before we do that, we have to do the #1 segment on YouTube because they're watching. You already know they're watching. The people who claim I'm a trust fund kid, the people who claim I'm a Nepo baby, they're watching religiously, counting every dollar, every penny, every single super chat and membership that comes into this channel. So since they are watching, we need to perform the #1 segment on YouTube, the #1 segment on Rumble, the #1 segment on Twitter, the #1 segment all around the world. This segment is none other than the pre-stream legend.
Money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, more money, heaps and heaps of money, print money, cash, money, well, capitalism, raise a bunch of money, super chat money.
As salty as the sea, calling us no-code names. SJW screaming, but it's money they blame. Burning with envy, they're falling flat. They can't handle the sound of a super chat.
All right. It is time for the pre-stream legends, ladies and gentlemen, as we work our way to 404 tier 1s in a row and 92 tier 2s in a row. Yes, I'm not kidding. We are at almost 92 tier 2s in a row. I'm saying that to make sure that certain people that are watching hear that. 92 tier 2s in a row. Crazy. Marius with a 10 starting us off says Hypnotic. Don't let today's amazing topics distract you from the fact that Bungie gum has both properties of rubber and gum. The things that I have to do to get to tier 2. The things that... Fucking Marius, man. Shout out to Marius. Thank you so much, man, for the 10. I appreciate that, man. Mr. Melancholy with the 149 super sticker. Shout out to Mr. Melancholy. Thank you so much. I appreciate that, man. And then we got BioT Wolf 19 with a 10 for missing one of my supers. Wait. I missed your super last night? That must mean that it never showed up in StreamYard if I missed your super. I'm sorry, brother. You know I don't do that shit purposefully. If you could tell me what your super was or send me a screenshot, I'll gladly read it right now. 100%. BioT Wolf with a 10 for missing one of my supers last night. Why do orphans play GTA so much? So they can be wanted. Oh my God. I'm not very good at Microsoft Office or PowerPoint, but when it comes to spreadsheets, I excel. I'll give you 2. Since apparently I missed your one yesterday. Shout out to BioT Wolf 19. Jesus Christ, man. Of course. We got Rex Shop with a 2. Here's another for your Gundam fund. I am not buying the $8,000 Gundam. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. I know we are in our trust fund arc. I understand that. I know we're in our Nepo baby arc in the channel. I get that. But I am not buying the $8,000 Gundam. I'm not doing it. But thank you for the 2 anyway. I appreciate it. And then we got a Dare Soto Adair Soto dropping 1 membership. You know, Adair Soto usually is the one that starts our membership train. The last couple of days, he's been getting beat out by other people who just like spam memberships early on. But Adair Soto has reclaimed his throne as the man who starts the membership train, gifting 1 Hypnotic membership. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. And then following up Adair Soto, we got Ali Kusanagi throwing 5 memberships into the chat like a
My
legend.
hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Shout out to Ali Kusanagi. Thank you so much for the 5 memberships, man. I appreciate that. And then we got the Gaming Mason himself. Look at this absolute legend, the Gaming Mason himself. He says, for a 5, happy Taco Tuesday. Bigots and Gunettes. Got shit news today. I was laid off from my job. So why are you giving me money? Do not give me money, my man. First off, I'm sorry that you got laid off from your job. It happens to all of us, sadly, at some point in time. But I know you're a legend, and you're going to bounce back from this. I know you're gonna super chat me and like, or even just tell me in like 2 weeks from now or less that you got another job. Guaranteed, man. Guaranteed. But in the meantime, we love you. Hope we can provide you some entertainment. And I'm sorry to hear that, man. And then we got Bud. Look at this fucking guy. Bud, this absolute legend known as Bud, dropping another 5 memberships onto the stream. It's amazing.
My hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Shout out to Bud. Thank you so much, man. I appreciate you. 5 memberships. What a legend, bro. And then Leviath with a 5. Congratulations to the lovely minion Lenny for her Baptiste into the Picket Army. Please make sure to treat her well, and Colonel Ruv will reward y'all. Listen, it wasn't me. You guys did that, okay? I did not do that. You guys got poor Lenny, man. Poor Lenny. And then we got Beautiful Saxo with a 5 to the haters of the Picket Army. You can steal this line, Hypno. There's 2 things you can do about it. Nothing and hitting the like button. Sounds about accurate. Sounds about accurate. Piranha Pal's back in the chat. Shout out to Piranha Pal. We got Debu with a 2. Where do zombies like to vacation? The Dead Sea. Holy shit. Holy shit. And then last but not least on YouTube, we got Alucard with a 2 saying, all hail Hypnotic, our lovable, cozy AI VTuber. Is everything going to be called an AI VTuber now that Grok is doing it? Is that what's gonna happen? Is that what's gonna happen? Probably. Let's check over on Rumble. Rumble, are you awake? Rumble, are you awake? I think they are. Okay, so we got Anti-Federalist Pain gifting not 1, but 2 Hypnotic memberships. Shout out to Anti-Federalist Pain. Thank you so much for that, brother. I appreciate that. And that is it for Rumble. So it looks like most of Rumble's still asleep. That's okay. That's okay. Rumble's going to wake up at some point. But Anti-Federalist Pain brought out the memberships like a legend. Continuing the membership train. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. All right. We are fully caught up everywhere. Thank you guys so much for the insane pre-stream support. We'll get into the topics right now. But before we do that, really quick, I just want to say we are celebrating. We are celebrating tonight, ladies and gentlemen. Nothing too crazy, just a celebration of a dead channel. But we have officially surpassed. Hold on. Where is it? We officially surpassed 12,000 subscribers on the Hypnotic Manga channel, which is absolutely amazing, considering I barely promote this channel on this channel. But it basically has its own fan base at this point. But shout out to you guys. Over 12,000 subscribers on that channel is fantastic. When I made that channel, I always said I will barely promote that channel on this channel because I want that channel to have its own algorithm, its own like viewers. Even though there is obviously like a little bit of crossover. I see some of you in the comments, but for the most part, it has its own fan base, which is awesome, man. Everybody, it's just growing everywhere, man. We're just growing everywhere. Shout out to you guys for making 12,000 happen. I appreciate that. Thank you so much, dude. Thank you so much. We are celebrating that. All right. Wait, Adair Soto snuck in $1. They have How Is Your Little Gundam doing right now? It's still crying inside the box when they saw the big Gundam yesterday. No, he's actually so Little Gundam is actually chilling, looking really cool in front of my Mobile Suit Gundam origin books. So there are some benefits to being a tiny Gundam. One of those benefits is you can actually fit on the bookshelf. So that's cool. That works out. All right, let's get to the topics, man. Let's get to the topics. First thing I want to bring up, it's just a hilarious picture that I saw that was posted by, I believe, Jay Viper. Jay Viper posted something funny that has people a little bit upset on X, which I think he's getting really good at doing. So that's always fun. Posted a picture of the upcoming Wu-Chang game that I'm excited for, and I know a lot of you guys are excited for, and is obviously comparing it to Ghost of Yotei, and doing the typical protagonist comparison, which is always a great thing to do. So on the left, we got Eastern developers. On the right, we got Western developers. On the left, we got an attractive female lead. On the right, we have, well, Erika Ishii. On the left, we have a mystery voice actress, which I find to be pretty funny. I actually find that to be interesting. Does nobody know who the voice actress is of the Wu-Chang character? That's kind of interesting. And on the right, we have an activist voice actress, which unfortunately everybody knows because she doesn't know how to shut the fuck up. On the left, we have an original IP. This is the one I agree with the most. On the left, we have an original IP. On the right, we have a cannibalized IP, which I agree with. As much as people want to say, bro, I got so much hate for my viewpoints on Ghost of Yotei, so much hate. And I'm all for it. The comments are amazing. You know, the videos for Ghost of Yotei has done very well. So people clearly are engaging according to YouTube's new metric, and they're leaving their thoughts in the comments, whether they agree or disagree. And I love that. I love to see the disagreement. I love to see the conversation going. But I got a lot of hate for it. I got a lot of hate for it because I just simply think that if you're going to give me a game that is mimicking the first game in every way, then you should have just gave me Ghost of Tsushima 2, not Ghost of Yotei that nobody asked for. That's basically the grand scheme of things. You know, I'm still going to review the game objectively and give it the best chance, and I'll probably end up liking it for all I know. But still, at the end of the day, it should have been Ghost of Tsushima 2, and everybody knows it. That's the funny thing. Everybody knows that they much rather would have had Ghost of Tsushima 2, but a lot of the Sony boys are out there pretending like that's not the case because they don't want to talk bad about their overlords. But in any case, it is what it is. So, cannibalized original IP, which did very well, by the way. The original, not this one. We don't know how this one is doing yet. The left is coming out. This is also interesting. The left one is coming out on PS5, Xbox, and Windows on day one. Whereas Ghost of Yotei is going to be PS5 exclusive for an unknown amount of time. Probably a year or two. So I find that to be interesting. The last three are the best ones, really. And then the last one is Wu-Chang is going to be $50, whereas Ghost of Yotei is going to be $70. And I guarantee you, Wu-Chang will probably have more substantial quality content versus just like open world. What's the word I'm looking for? Open world, like fluff. You know what I mean? Old Man Cad says the one on the left is what? That is Wu-Chang. Wu-Chang, I have that game. It's here. Let me see if I can bring it up. Wu-Chang is that new action game, hack and slash, more like Stellar Blade, maybe even a little Souls-like, depending. Wu-Chang Fallen Feathers. Let me see if I could bring up this little mini trailer right here so you can see exactly if you've never seen this before. If you've never seen Wu-Chang, you should definitely see the trailer. So keep in mind, guys, Wu-Chang is coming out on the 23rd of this month. I'm trying desperately to finish Death Stranding by the time that comes out. We also have RoboCop, by the way. RoboCop Unfinished Business is coming out in 2 days. It's coming out on the 17th. And I'm very excited for that. So we're going to be very busy on Griffcast. So if you're not watching Griffcast, please make sure you're watching it. This is Wu-Chang. Here we go. It's basically Chinese Stellar Blade.
Is this bloodshed? really what you wanted?
I'm so ready for this game. You have no idea how ready I am for this game.
Fate is all set in stone.
My
You
soul
can't
is ready for
change
this
how
game.
it ends.
That looks cool. I am so ready for this game. Bro, this shit looks so sick, man.
What will it take to finally awaken you?
Dude. I'm sorry, July 24th, not 23rd. My bad, 24th. I thought it was the 23rd. Whoops. Regardless, still, it's coming out really soon. So I am so excited for this. I'm so ready for this. It's an instant day one play for me. And keep in mind, I take my Souls games very seriously, okay? I keep my, you guys know, I play the shit out of these games. So, yeah, I'm definitely bricked. 100% bricked. Bricked Hypnotic, yep, for it too. Alucard, you nailed it. You nailed it. It's looking really good, man. It's looking really good. So, anyway, I'm excited for this. And, yeah, I just thought it was funny, man. I thought Jay Viper put a funny photo up there, and I wanted to just talk about it because it is an interesting comparison, right? This game is going to be $50. What we are looking at is another potential Black Myth Wukong success, not to the same level, but just in the sense of this is obviously Chinese mythology. It's another Chinese action game following Black Myth Wukong. I think we can definitely have some success here. I don't think it's going to be nowhere near as much as Wukong, but it definitely is going to be successful. I have a sneaking suspicion based on just the price point alone. You guys don't understand how that $50 price point truly is like that. That's the number, right? The $50 price point, in my opinion, that's the number. That's the number where it's a beautiful balance between quality, price, and everything. As long as the game delivers, that's the number, right? Because you got $50 for Wu Chang. You got $50 for Oblivion Remastered. You got $50 for fucking Clear Obscure Expedition 33. $50 is the number, you know? Ruin the Monkey says Xbox fans better go buy it. Xbox, what? Xbox and buy? Those two don't go together, bro. Xbox fans don't buy a fucking thing. They've been trained to be on Game Pass. Most Xbox fans don't buy a thing. Some of them do, but very few and far between. That's why they've been all trained to be Xbox like connoisseurs. A lot of the sales for this game is going to come from the PC platform. That's just what it's going to be. A lot of the sales are going to be PC platform, 100%. So we'll see how that goes. I do. Listen, every time I say most Xbox fans, there's always a few people that come out and say, well, I do. Yeah, I know you guys do. I'm saying the majority. There is a lot of Xbox fans out there, whatever that means these days. And most of them don't buy games. Like that's a provable fact based off the sales of the games. Most Xbox games, if you look at them, the majority of their sales come from the PC platform. As crazy as that sounds, that's just how it goes. The rest comes from players engaged on Game Pass, you know? So anyway, I'm excited for this. I cannot wait for Wu Chang. So get your balls ready for that one. Get your balls ready for that one. All right, next one. We got next one up. So apparently there was and this is a bit of a weird story. There was a canceled live service game. And the choice of coloring behind this particular image is definitely interesting. But apparently concept art for a canceled PlayStation live service title appears online. Now, we heard about multiple live service projects that were in production for PlayStation because Sony is tripling down at this point on live service games, which I find to be very interesting, considering Sony currently holds one of the records for the worst mega flops in history in gaming for live service, and yet they continuously push live service garbage, even if they got to cancel some of them. So apparently back in 2021, Deviation Games announced it was partnering with PlayStation to develop a PS5 live service game based on a supposed groundbreaking new IP. The studio was founded by Call of Duty veterans Jason Blundell and Dave Anthony. So Deviation Games held quite a bit of promise. Unfortunately, things took a turn for the worse for Deviation Games as subsequent years saw Blundell exiting the studio, rumors of Sony retracting funding, layoffs, and ultimately its closure in 2024. Don't you guys find it interesting that lately there has been an insane amount of leaks happening? Have you guys noticed? Damn near, there has been so many leaks between gameplay leaks of games that are canceled, gameplay leaks of games that are still in production, Battlefield 6 leak. I mean, there is leaks everywhere. Every studio has people leaking shit. Like, every studio is compromised. I don't know of a single studio that is not compromised at this point. I have never, while covering gaming news, I have never seen this many leaks. Unlike like 2025. 2025 has shown me so many leaks. It's crazy. Even like towards the end of 24, there was a lot of leaks. I wish I could cover them, but truth be told, I can't. I can't even show you the images because the company will copyright strike my channel like Ubisoft did, and I don't want to risk it. But what I will do is I'm going to cover the story, and I'm going to link it in the chat, and you guys can go look at the pictures if you want for whatever this game is. Nothing was known about the project Deviation Games was working on. And with the studio having been defunct for over a year, concrete details about its live service game may never surface. However, MP First recently discovered a portfolio of a former Deviation Games artist, which reveals early concept art tied to the studio's canceled PS5 live service game. One image features a massive cosmic background, likely intended for the game's start screen. That seemingly shows off cloudy atmosphere of a planet and a huge ring of light encircling it, with a red moon in orbit. The overall aesthetic looks unmistakably very similar to that of Concord CGI announcement trailer from 2023. So chances are this game could have eventually turned into Concord, or at least some of the work perhaps was turned into Concord. Who really knows? Who really knows? You can see this here, Deviation Games by PlayStation. It says, additionally, there are several detailed illustrations of weapons, including neon-lit pistols, a scoped rifle, a high-tech power glove, strongly hinting at Deviation Games project being a futuristic sci-fi shooter with an emphasis on customization. Well, I mean, of course, right? Of course it is. Because let's be real. If you have previous Call of Duty developers, that they basically live and breathe Call of Duty. Anything they make is going to be some sort of a shooter. So I would not be surprised if this is what it was going to be. Also included in the concept art is a character design labeled Berserker, which when combined with a unique weapon concept suggests the game may have had a hero shooter akin to Overwatch 2 or Concord. Oh, thank God they canceled it. Thank God. Thank God they canceled it, bro. Another hero shooter. Stop, bro. Stop with the hero shooter bullshit. I'm so sick of it, man. Let's see. We got the file timestamps dated as far back as 2020. Confirmed that these assets were developed early in the game's production cycle. Sony never officially confirmed why it backed away from Deviation Games, but the emergence of this concept art could imply that PlayStation parent found the project to be too similar to Concord, and therefore didn't find it viable to continue funding the live service game. Fortunately, there turned out to be a light at the end of the tunnel for some former Deviation staff, as Blundell established Dark Outlaw Games, a new internal PlayStation studio, earlier this year. How easy is it to make a gaming studio, I wonder? I mean, these people just make gaming studios after gaming studios. They literally just pop up nonstop. These people just make brand new studios all the fucking time. Is it that easy? Do I just got to have a black person hired with me so I can get some DEI money? Like, what's the deal? What's the deal? I don't know. Dark Outlaws remains tight-lipped about what it's working on, which likely won't be known for a few more years. I guarantee it's a shooter. If it's the same guy, Blundell, I guarantee it's a shooter. Just by the name alone, Dark Outlaw, I would 100% guarantee it's a shooter. No doubt about it. So apparently they don't show the pictures here, but they show the pictures in the links. So what I'm going to do is I'll link this article. If you guys want to go see the pictures at some point later, you're more than welcome to. I can't show it on the stream, but I'm gonna link it to you. I'm gonna link it to you right now both on Rumble and on YouTube. So you could do with it as you wish. Whatever you want. If not, I totally understand. All right, moving on. Moving on. We got some interesting Dead Island news. I found this to be very curious. Very, very curious. So apparently, the former Deep Silver comms boss was basically talking bad about what Dead Island 2 was originally and said that it was such a shit game, which I find to be interesting. Kind of admitting that their initial version of the game, the earlier version of the game, would have killed the franchise completely if it wasn't killed right out to begin with. I find that interesting because not a lot of people liked Dead Island 2, right? I like the Dead Island franchise. I think it's kind of, it's a little bit on the corny side, but that's basically what it's trying to go for. It's trying to go for like that just humorous kind of zombie game. But it says that we could have, at that point, put out a shit game, former Deep Silver comms boss said. Dead Island 2 released 8 years late because an earlier version would have killed the franchise if it wasn't trashed, if it wasn't binned. So let's read some of what he's got to say. Let's see here. Yeah, I agree. Dead Island 1 was a lot of fun. I really liked it. Tiger King says Dead Island died when I got off the island. Yeah. Good point. Let me scroll down. In the talks in a British game development conference, former Deep Silver heads of comm Martin Ween says the call to delay and overhaul Dead Island 2 was the right one because releasing the version of the game that had been developed for the original 2015 release date would have flushed the whole series down the toilet. Now, if you guys remember the original Dead Island 2 trailer, a lot of people had a major issue with it. A lot of people looked at the original Dead Island 2 trailer and they were like, what the fuck is this? Do you guys remember that? The original Dead Island 2 trailer? I don't know if I could find it on YouTube. Let me see if I can find it on YouTube. The original Dead Island, let me see. Original Dead Island 2, can't spell. Dead Island 2 trailer. Let's see. Here we go. Dead Island 2 2014. Yeah, people looked at this like, what the fuck was this? You guys remember this? Here, let me show you. Dead Island 2. This is the E3 trailer from 2014. Watch this, bro. This shit's crazy. Look at this. This is the weirdest trailer ever. Damn near look like Fortnite. All right, we obviously got copyrighted music, so I'm just gonna lower that really quick. Yeah, it's clearly a little bit on the odd side. You can clearly see the direction is totally different with this particular game compared to what eventually did come out. You remember this? Yeah, I remember this. It was so weird. It was so weird. It's like, I get it, man. Dead Island was always that game that tried to be the comedic zombie game. But there comes a point where like the comedy is really bad, bro. It's like, it's really bad, man. It's like, come on. At this point, this shit looks kind of retarded. It's campy. Yeah, exactly. It's like fucking, I don't know. You never was a fan of zombie games. I love Dying Light. I think Dying Light's a great franchise. I really do. Did he cover his AIDS with a wristband? Something like that. Something like that. And then eventually it gets to the point where he turns right here. You can see that. Again, it's a very, very odd trailer. Very odd trailer. And then it turns into that.
Freaking awesome! Let's go! Dude, chill. I got this.
Where you end up getting the one that's killed. Get the body you deserve. Californian Gym Emporium. Pretty ridiculous. So it's not like that trailer at all. I know that. Well, that's the point. Because this is the original one, right? So the game that eventually ended up coming out obviously was quite a bit different. So to see, let me bring up the article again, to see the actual former Deep Silver guy speaking about this, I find to be interesting. right? He said, ask at the end of his Develop Brighton talk called Product Market Fit, what does it mean and how do we achieve it? Wine was asked whether market or player research had ever saved a troubled project he'd worked on. Wine said player research was crucial for the eventual success of Dead Island 2. But it meant that he and the development team caused about an 8-year product delay. 8 years. 8-year product delay is wild. Wild. Think about that, man. 8-year product delay is insane. I honestly can't believe that when you really think about it. 8 years. There are some games that don't even last that long in main development. And this game got delayed 8 years to ensure that it would come out the way that they wanted it to come out, which there's some respect there in terms of dedication. There's some respect there in terms of dedication, to be honest with you. So that's pretty awesome. That's pretty awesome. Dead Island 2 was just a fun run. Smash 18, you can play this and enjoy the storyline. It's just a parody of LA streamers, wokies, and actors. I would, but Smash 18 doesn't play games. Smash doesn't play games. The development of Dead Island 2 was infinitely messy. If you can still recall events from the before time, you might remember its slickly produced announcement trailer that aired at E3 in the distant past of 2014. If you do, you may have grown increasingly confused when it launched, not in the original 2015 release window, but in April of 2023. According to Wine, that 8-year delay was the product of horrific player feedback during playtests in the weeks after the big E3 reveal. It almost makes you wonder. These people listened to player feedback back then. I wonder if they would listen to player feedback now. Because the problem is a lot of developers don't listen to player feedback. And they just think that they're just being attacked. They're being wrongly criticized, whatever. But if they cause an 8-year delay based on horrific player feedback back then, that's pretty crazy, to be honest with you. Despite the devs making their best effort to tinker the game into something more enjoyable, a second round of playtests produced similar reactions, with player feedback indicating this is not fun, this is not engaging, this does not feel like Dead Island that I played. That's crazy. Yeah, you're right, Griffin Claw. There is no way to give feedback usually, unless it's like a technical problem or a bug or a glitch or whatever. So that's kind of sad when you think about it. So I just wanted to bring this up because I thought it was an interesting conversation piece about Dead Island. If you're a fan of Dead Island, know that your game was saved by 8 years of hell, basically. All right, let's talk about Intel. We got more layoffs. This is more of like a tech story, but still kind of all goes hand in hand. Because layoffs are happening everywhere, man. It goes to show that the bloat is everywhere. And the amount of money that was available, not even just a year or two ago, it's just not there anymore, right? So Intel apparently has fired 4,000 people across multiple sites in California, Oregon, Texas, and Arizona. But apparently there could be much worse to come on the radar for Intel, which is crazy. Now, I don't know how many they employ. I didn't get a chance to look at it, but I'm sure they employ a lot of people. Reports of job losses at Intel are reaching critical mass. In the past week, layoffs totaling around 4,000 people are reported to have hit Intel sites across California, Oregon, Texas, and Arizona. As bad as these losses are, according to Intel's own plans for the company, they could just be the beginning. It started last week with a report in San Francisco Chronicle that 584 jobs are going across Intel's main Californian operations. Next up is the largest tranche in the latest round of reported job loss, with 2,400 layoffs reported to be taking place in Oregon, according to local media outlet Oregon Live. Another local outlet, AZ Central, reports that 700 jobs are to go in Arizona, while Texas is also reported to be among the casualties, albeit to a slightly lesser extent, with 110 jobs said to be cut. Damn. Now, you know what's crazy, man? I remember many years ago that Intel was a superior product, in my opinion. Like, I would never get an AMD processor back in the day. But when I build my next PC, I have already decided that I'm going to get an AMD processor, because AMD has been really, really doing well. Really, really doing well. Gaming Mason says total Intel workforce, 102,000. God damn. That's insane, bro. And even as high as that number is, it's only half of what Microsoft has. Think about that. Microsoft has over 200,000 employees. Disgusting. So disgusting. Yeah, AMD is killing it in the CPU space. Absolutely. Like I said, like 10 years ago, I would have never thought of getting an AMD processor. I know some people were really hardcore about AMD, but the numbers just lined up in Intel's favor back then. But now I absolutely, like, my next PC, whenever that is, if AMD continues doing what they're doing, I will 100% be getting an AMD processor. There's no doubt about it. No doubt about it. AMD is winning by not doing anything. So AMD is basically like the Steam of basically tech companies, not doing a fucking thing and still winning anyway against their competition. Yeah, no, I definitely want to check out getting an AMD processor. I know Cassie talks about AMD all the time too. I have a friend of mine in real life that just recently built a PC. He has an AMD processor, fucking loves it. So definitely going to be getting a AMD processor in the future. But regardless, Intel is getting felted, and we'll see. We'll keep up with this and see what's going on. All right, this is going to be, let's see. Is this one of the main topics that I want to cover? Yes, it is. Yes, it is. So let me go back. Let's see. I got one more fast topic. It's about Steam. Okay. Here we go. This is actually hilarious. So check this out. Okay. So according to some information that's come to light, nearly 20% of the games, of new games, specifically new games, on Steam in 2025 apparently they use generative AI. Nearly 20%. Which is a very high number, right? And it's so ironic because some of these games are not just indie games, right? Because I know that's the first thing people are going to think about. Like, no, it's actually some AAA games too. Call of Duty obviously got caught using generative AI. The infamous Santa zombie with 6 fingers before they fixed it. You can see it here. Wait, let me use my mouse. Hold on. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, right? So this 6-finger picture is hilarious. They'll never see this will never ever get dropped. But anyway, so there are AAA games that are definitely using generative AI. Obviously, we all know that. But nearly 20%. Now, how they got their numbers, I don't know. We're gonna find out right now together. But I found this to be interesting. 20% of all new games released on Steam in 2025 have disclosed apparently using generative AI in some way, shape, or form. Totally Human Media CEO Ichiro Lamb released a report over the last weekend breaking down how generative AI is used in recent games, along with how many games on Steam are actually revealing its usage. Now, so this is specifically people that have revealed that they use AI. There are some companies that are still trying to hide the fact that they're using AI. Utilizing the Steam API, Lamb discovered that 1 in 5 games released this year disclosed generative AI usage in some way. According to the data, 60% of the usage comes via visual asset generation, such as backgrounds, models, and more. Other areas where it was used was in audio generation, marketing and promotional materials, text and narrative generation, and code and game logic. It was also found, however, that AI is being used as part of general gameplay as well. The report mentions games like Inzoi, Comedy Night, Nyric, and Bitmagic, among others, all use AI during game runtime for various purposes. Nyric, for example, allowed players to prompt 3D realms into existence. Inzoi, the Sims rival from Krafton, lets players generate textures or 3D images via text prompts, among other uses. When it comes to AI usage in games as a whole, only 7% or 7,818 of the games on Steam use generative AI in some way. While it appears low, that number's up drastically from the 1,000 games on the platform that Lamb discovered just over a year ago. With AI being used more and more as studios within game development, it seems like the number will continue to rise in the coming months and years. Recently, it was claimed that King is replacing recently laid off staff with AI tools they created. Now, what's interesting is that again, King apparently is replacing recently laid off staff with AI tools they created, right? Which is fucking insane. And that's a story that we're actually going to be talking about coming up soon. Because that's Microsoft, right? That's Microsoft. 200 staff members are being replaced by AI at Microsoft. It's crazy. So I just wanted to bring this to your attention. I thought the number was pretty insane. In terms of generative AI, like actual asset generation, it seems like it's really only 7%. But there are other forms of AI that are being used as well. So we shall see. But it's a pretty high number. Pretty high number. It's only going to get higher. That's why I tell people, you know, if you're upset at AI, I get it. But this is a technology that's coming, whether you like it or not. And the only thing you could do is adapt and try to utilize it in your favor. Try to utilize it as a tool. Not the only thing you use, but utilize it as a tool. That's the best way to do it. You know, but just to run away and hide and pretend like it's not happening, you're going to be left behind. You're going to be left behind. And then you're going to be pissed as fuck that you didn't pay attention while it was currently, you know, exploding in popularity right now. So, all right, let's catch up on Super Chats, and then we're getting to the three main topics. We got Archangelus for 5 months. Thanks for taking the time and putting hard work into not just your gaming channel, but also this channel while bringing us the game news. Appreciate it. Hey, no worries, brother. Thank you so much, man. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Thank you. That means a lot. Alucard for 2 months. No wonder. It's California. California does do some very odd things, like existing, for example, and housing someone like Smash JT. Let's see. We got Anti-Federalist Pain with a 2 over on Rumble. He says, what do the Navy and hookers have in common? Both are fucked by admirals and full of seamen. I gotta tell you, man, Rumble's definitely like a different animal. Rumble is definitely a different animal, for sure. For sure. Mods, let me know how far we are from tier 1, ladies and gentlemen. Let's figure that out. Thank you so much. I think we're caught up. Yes, we are caught up. All right. Time for the first topic. We might as well get right into it since we were talking about the Xbox staff. Might as well. Let me drink some water. Hold on. Valerian on Rumble says Smash isn't a true Californian. He's a transplant. I saw what you did there. He's a transplant. I see that. I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Timebound Howler says Elon Musk replied to Grum's idea for DLC outfits for Ani. He said it'd be coming soon. Oh no. Grok is going full waifu now. This is going to be crazy. Grok is going to have millions and millions of people gooning every single day, bro. It's going to be crazy. Everybody's going to be going to Grok for their goon. Like, Grok, please generate me an anime waifu that has massive titties that bounces around 24/7 and place her on my homepage every time I log in. Consider it done. It's going to be crazy, man. Waifu Grok, yeah, it's going to be, that's basically what's going to be, Waifu Grok. All right, guys, let's talk about this. It's a pretty big story. So the reason why this is a pretty big story is because obviously Xbox made this whole spiel about how, you know, they weren't going to do this. And then ironically, it ends up happening anyway, because of course it is, right? Any chance these companies can get to replace you by something that's cheaper, they absolutely will take the opportunity to do it. That's just how it goes, right? So let's talk about it, because this is what happens all the time in every industry, right? We're looking at the industrial revolution happening all over again. It's just happening in the gaming industry. Automation is coming for their jobs. Well, some form of automation anyway. It's not quite automation yet, but you get what I'm saying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, today we're going to be talking about Microsoft, because Microsoft has decided to do something that they basically promised that they would never do. Microsoft has apparently laid off 200 developers and are reportedly not just laying them off, but also apparently replacing them by the AI system that they themselves helped build. Ironically, they're replacing them with the same system that they themselves built. It is an absolute insane story, but it's a story that's going to be happening over and over and over again. This is something that's going to be happening as time goes on because, listen, AI is here. There is no doubt about it. People are trying to fight it. Obviously, you see these developers trying to fight it. You see these journalists trying to fight it. But AI is here, and people are refusing to adapt. And the ones who are not adapting are the ones that are being left behind. But I think there is a bit of irony here to be replaced by a system that you yourself built. So let's talk about it. Apparently, it's an absolute shit show. HR department looks away and just whistles at the entire nonsense that's going on. If you needed further evidence that we live in a dystopia, an editor would chuck out for being too on the nose. Try this. Per sources spoken to by mobilegamer.biz, laid off staff at social game developer King as an Activision Blizzard King are being replaced by AI, the same AI that they helped build. In fact, imagine building an AI that's so good that it's better than you at your own job and you built it. That is just an amazing thing, right? I wonder if they even told them that they were building their replacement. Probably not. Most likely Microsoft did not disclose to these people that they were going to be building an AI that was going to eventually replace them once it was complete. I'm sure they never said that. But if you cast your mind back to 2 weeks ago, Microsoft began the most recent bout of bloodletting, which eventually sacrificed 9,000 jobs at the altar of corporate agility. No. I don't agree with that. I think it's more so 9,000 jobs at the altar of corporate missteps, right? We're talking about corporations that have been blowing money, wasting money every single day, ridiculous budgets for their video games, flop after flop after flop. And sure, they had some wins, but the problem is they were so in the negative because of their losses that eventually even the wins weren't going to save them, right? Eventually, the truth was going to come out at some point, and they're going to have to let people go. With around 200 layoffs at King, which it got its hands on after spending slightly more than nominal GDP of Myanmar to acquire Activision Blizzard, and all to which it was Sue's reign. This was about 10% of King's workforce, which no doubt felt a lot better about the whole thing when Xbox boss Phil Spencer told him that we have more players, games, and gaming hours than ever before, and that Microsoft's platform, hardware, and game roadmap have never looked stronger. See, this is the problem with PR statements like this, right? Everybody with a brain knows that this is a typical PR statement that is put out by a CEO for a company, no matter whether or not they're doing good or bad. You don't really know because you don't have access to the numbers. You just have to take them at their word. And if you took every company at their word, then guess what? Every company will be doing good and no company will be doing bad because every company literally says that things are looking good, even if they're looking bad, only until the point where they have to literally close down do they admit that things were actually bad. But even when they're laying people off, they're like, well, we're actually doing amazing, but we need to lay off some people just because we need to restructure. They'll use some nice words to make it sound good, but we all know that that's bullshit. We all know that's bullshit. So in any case, let's continue. Speaking anonymously, King staff told Mobile Gamer most of the level design team has been completely wiped out, which is crazy since they've spent months building tools to craft levels quicker. Now, those same AI tools are basically replacing the entire team. The same goes for King's narrative copywriting team, which was reportedly also hard hit by the layoffs. The copywriting team is completely removing people since we now have AI tools that those individuals have been creating to do the same thing. It's crazy. The fact that AI tools are replacing people is absolutely disgusting, said the source. Is it really, though? Is it really, though? You know what I mean? Like, listen, I get it. People hate the idea. But I want you to just sit back for a second and think to yourselves, is it really, though? Right? Because if you're going to say that AI tools are absolutely disgusting for replacing people, then surely when you walk into a McDonald's and you see a kiosk instead of a cashier, surely you have the same reaction, right? You're not just walking in there, ordering your food and grabbing it when it's ready with no bad saying whatsoever, right? Right? Of course you're not. Of course you are. Like, you are going into automated businesses all the time and utilizing their machines that do jobs that humans used to do. Of course you are, right? This is something that we experience all the time. Surely you're not using self-checkouts at retail stores, right? Clearly you're going to the cashier and not skipping the lines and going to self-checkout, right? You would never use a self-checkout machine, right? Because that's disgusting. Because that's a job that a real person can do, right? Come on, bro. Stop it. Stop it. Are we really trying to say that here? So again, this is why when I look at people that say this, I understand why they're saying it. Listen, I could agree with it even slightly, right? Even slightly. I'll give you a little bit, right? Where I would rather a person over a machine most of the time. But I got to be real with you. That hasn't happened in any business. Every single business has had some form of either computer takeover, automation, or something along those lines. The only difference is that the creative arts, right? Music, video games, movies, TV, that hasn't really been taken over by some form of automation yet, right? It just wasn't. It was always a people-led thing. We are now experiencing AI being one of the first examples of potential, semi-automation, meaning like obviously you need a person to utilize the AI, but that one person with AI is doing the job of 15, 20 people. So it's like semi-automation in a way. But it's happening now in the entertainment industries. It's happening now in the arts, as you want to call it. So all these people are now trying to pretend like it's suddenly disgusting that this is happening. Meanwhile, these are the same people that use self-checkouts. These are the same people that use kiosks over at fast food places. These are the same people doing all this stuff. So again, I understand the sentiment, but let's stop pretending like this is the most disgusting thing in the world when it's happening everywhere, and it's already happened for decades. Let's be a little less dramatic here. Anyway, Anonymous King staff called the move to axe developers. Oh, actually, hold on, I skipped something. But it's all about efficiency and profits, even though the company is doing great overall. A sentiment backed up by Spencer's own farewell letter. So one thing I will say is that Spencer absolutely messed up, but he also does what he's always been doing, which is PR speak. The problem with this PR speak is that you are trying to convince people that you're doing great when everything else proves that you're not doing great. You can't sit there and say that you're doing amazing, and then you have to fire over 10,000 people. That doesn't make any sense, right? The sentiment, the idea doesn't make any sense. If you're doing so amazing, if you have more players, more money, more revenue, more everything that you ever had before, why are you firing 10,000 people? After a while, people are going to question whether or not you're full of shit, right? And chances are, as a CEO putting out a PR statement, you're probably lying to some extent, for something anyway. So then Anonymous King staff called the move to axe developers crazy, adding that we need more hands and less leadership. Oh, that's always worked. That's always worked, right? We need more hands and less leadership. The source also alleged that devs hit by layoffs are often those who have expressed dissatisfaction with the company or processes. Well, I'm not surprised to hear that, to be honest with you. It sounds like staff aren't keen on bringing up these kind of issues to company HR. King HR is an absolute shit show and has been for years, said one staffer, calling it an extreme example of an HR department whose role is to protect the company, not the staff. That's every HR department, bro. That's every HR department works that way. Every single HR department is working in the favor of the company, not in the favor of the singular employee. Very few HR departments actually work to protect the staff. Otherwise, especially corporate, they're just working to protect the company. That is it. That's all they ever do. And HR has some of the worst human beings that you could possibly imagine existing working in their departments, usually. Have you guys ever met like certain HR people? Have you ever met someone in real life and you could just see, you're like, yep, you work in an HR department, don't you? You could just see what, like, in their face that they work for an HR department, that they love ruling over people's lives to some extent, some way. You can see that, right? Like, we're talking about an HR department. We're not talking about a union, right? A union is a company that usually tries to fight for the betterment of the staff. That is not an HR department. An HR department only protects the company, and that is it. But King's senior leadership team has apparently made improving company morale a top priority in the wake of an employee survey that went out before layoffs happened. Unsurprisingly, those layoffs did not help. And combined with the ongoing constant but low attrition among staff, morale is reportedly now in the gutter. I mean, now they're in the gutter? I feel like it should have been in the gutter a long time ago, considering what's happening to Microsoft over the last couple of years, especially Xbox. But anyway, it's all quite grimly predictable. Of course, no one would expect sky-high morale after a big round of layoffs. But it's made all the worse by Microsoft touting the fact that it's actually doing better than ever right now. But that's what I mean, right? So these PR statements, they tend to forget that while the PR statements look good for the people outside the company, those same PR statements look really bad to the people that still work for the company that you just fired over 10,000 people from, right? Because they're looking at your PR statement and then they're looking at the layoffs and they're like, why are you lying to us? And the worst thing ever is that when you work for a company and feel like you're being lied to, because at that point now you lose all, if you had any faith in the company, you lose all faith in the company. You lose all faith in the workforce that you're part of. And your morale is so low that you don't even care to show up for work half the time. It's really demoralizing. So these statements really don't do very good for the people still working there. But unfortunately, they do it anyway because they want the public perception of the company to always be high. Because obviously they need investors, right? It's a publicly traded company. So they have to make sure that it's constantly like, hey, we're doing great. We're doing amazing. We're doing better than we ever have, right? Every single day, it's always the same story. All the way until the eventual closure. If the company ever closed down, then it's like, all right, maybe we weren't doing as good as we said we were. But they'll never admit it until that day ever comes. It says it's hard not to feel like an old, uneasy balance between corporate avarice and well-being of staff has been completely thrown out the window. It's been like that for a long time. And workers are left to cling to whatever they can while executives scarf down every drop of profit in reach with zero regard for the long-term well-being of the people they're responsible for. One thing I've noticed about these journalists is that they absolutely fucking hate executives and CEOs. That's one thing. If they hate anything more than the chuds, they hate the executives and CEOs because they're rich. That's really what it is. Every time they talk about the executives and the CEO, they constantly talk about how much money they make over the average person. They say XYZ CEO makes 350 times more than the average hourly worker. Yeah. And you know what I mean? Like constantly, all the time. They always talk about it. But in any case, it's a bit of, envy. At this point, I think this is kind of a wild story. The funniest thing about this story is the fact that they were replaced by a system that they themselves built. And I would really like to know what they were told when they started building whatever system replaced them, right? Did Microsoft actually tell them what the overall purpose of this system was going to be? I highly doubt it. I'm sure they had these people paid building this shit, knowing that they were going to fire 10% minimum of the staff when it was completed or at least feasible where the rest of the people can run it. I'm sure that's what they thought, but they never told the developers. So now at this point, I think what's going to happen is if any other company wants to build their own AI or create their own AI or hire people, whatever, I think the people that get hired are always going to be very wary now because considering how many people are getting fired and replaced by AI, it's only a matter of time before you're going to have some sort of revolt at this point. I think you're going to see a lot of unions getting involved. They already have been. SAG-AFTRA has tried getting involved when it came to the unions with voice actors and protecting their rights as voice actors and not to get their voices duplicated by AI. It's only going to continue to happen from here. But you guys can let me know what you think about this story, how insane it is. Do you agree with the overall sentiment and the replacement of AI? Do you disagree with it? Are you kind of indifferent and see it as something that's inevitable? Whatever it may be, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting a like, and I'll see you guys on the next one. Pretty wild story, man. It's an absolutely wild story. It's something that, again, I feel like this is inevitable. I'm in that boat. I'm in the inevitable boat. I feel like you could try to fight it all you want. You can try to do whatever you can to some level, I respect that. Because, you're fighting for your job. I get it. You're fighting for your livelihood. You're fighting for your career. But, I mean, Microsoft is not the only place to work for, obviously. You can always get a job somewhere else. But the industry, the problem with this idea of you can always get a job somewhere else is that the industry is getting smaller and smaller. For real people anyway, right? Because all that bloat that they were paying for, all that bloat that these companies were advocating for the last few years, all that bloat is getting killed off right now. And that bloat is being replaced by AI. You think the company wants to give up those hands? You think the company wants to give up that labor? No, of course not. They wish they could get that labor for free. And now they realize that they can. So they realize they don't need the bloat. They don't need all these useless fucking people. All they need is a really well-designed AI that can do the job of 100 people, and they're golden. Just fire them and utilize the AI and let whoever's left control the AI, edit some things. Or in Xbox's case, sometimes don't edit things. Right? I want you guys to keep in mind. Hold on. Where's the picture? Do I have it still? Let me see. I do have it. I want you to keep in mind, Xbox. The Xbox is the company that is firing real people to utilize AI to do their job. And Xbox is also the company that put this out. Xbox is also the company that put this shit out. So think about that for a second, right? Think about that. Maybe that wasn't the greatest idea. You know what I mean? Like maybe you probably should get better editors. You know, it's just kind of ironic, right? Like maybe you guys aren't quite ready for AI to be doing 10% of your work because you couldn't even make sure that this hiring picture was proper. But I mean, anyway, who's really counting at this point, right? Yeah, it's fucking nuts, bro. Look at this. The back of the screen is the screen. Like, what is she looking at? What is she typing on? Oh, man. You know what? So Sarah says this shows AI isn't close to good. No, see, that's the thing. AI is very good. AI is close to being very good. The problem is you have to have someone who knows how to use it, and you have to have someone that knows how to edit it, right? So if you were to take this picture and put it into ChatGPT and tell it to fix it, right, it would. I can actually experiment with that. I'm going to save this picture right now, and I'm going to put it into ChatGPT and see if I can fix the picture out of curiosity while we go over the next topic. Let me input it. Let me see. Can you fix this image and change? Fix the back of the computer monitor to have a plain backing. Let me see if this is either going to go really well or really bad. They might turn the woman into a white woman. Who knows? We'll see. All right, let me catch up on super chats. And then we'll get into the next one. Also, this is the company that told you to use AI to cope. Isn't that amazing? So they replaced you with AI, and then they told you to cry about it with the same thing they replaced you with. How the fuck is that even like, what? It's crazy, bro. It is crazy. All right, let's catch up. So we got Griffin Claw with a 2. It's Christmas every day. Krampus is loving 2025. Shout out to you, brother. Thank you so much for the 2. Hold on. ChatGPT is acting weird. They're like, we can't do this. Hold on. Griffin Claw with another 2. Use AI to cope, guys. It's part of the benefits. Facts. We got Dragon with a 5. Most layoffs are short-term savings as sale-off companies building are long-term savings. Yeah. Well, so I think what's happening with Xbox and all these companies doing layoffs is at this point, I don't think it's about short-term savings. I do think it's about long-term. I think it's the fact that they realize they don't have to pay for these people. They just don't. There's zero reason to pay for these people now. They fire them. They utilize AI in their replacement, and they got free labor. It's pretty crazy. But that's basically what it is, free labor. Vardamis with a $5 super sticker. Thank you so much, Vardamis. I appreciate that. Welcome. We got Rumble. Where you at, Rumble? Rumble, where are you at? Let's see, Rumble. We got Deadeye's Lock with $1. What does California and New York have in common besides advocating for terrorists and activism? They're both racing to be the next Detroit. That's pretty accurate. Deadeye's Lock with another $1. HR department is ran by already hit the wall women who have the IQ the size of a walnut and more ran through than a junkyard. God damn. That's crazy. But that's also accurate. Oh, ChatGPT is working on the picture. Hold on. ChatGPT is working on the picture. We might have some progress here. It's a little slow, but we might have some progress. I think ChatGPT is scared to work on this photo. They're like, fuck, this is Xbox. I don't want to make them look bad. I don't want to make them look bad. That was salty as fuck. Sure was. It sure was. All right. We are fully caught up everywhere. Thank you guys so much for your support. We're going to get into the next topic, which is going to be about Krafton. This is going to be a huge story because Krafton has basically looked at the developers who are currently suing them and said it is now your move. In a pretty interesting way. I got to tell you. ChatGPT is still, they're like adding details. They're saying they're adding oh my God, bro. Oh my God, bro. Oh my God. Oh my God. It literally took me like just a couple of minutes and I fixed the fucking photo. Bro, it did it. It literally did it. Oh my God. Can I get paid $200,000 a year now at Xbox? Holy shit. Oh my God, dude. Not as fast as a human could have done it. That's not the point. The point is I don't have to pay the human. That's the point. I don't have to pay the human. Bro, that's insane, man. All I did was I typed in and I said, can you fix this image and fix the back of the computer monitor to have a plain backing and leave everything else the same? That's what I said. That's what I said. And it fixed it. That's crazy. Oh my God. Wow. Wow. Just pay me. Pay me, Microsoft. I make all your dreams come true. Exactly. I'm a Microsoft troubleshooter now. Oh my God, man. That's hilarious, dude. All right, let's get to the next topic. Holy shit. I didn't think it was gonna come out that good. I didn't think. Yeah, actually, you're right. Oh my God, you're right. It fixed her vision. Oh my God. Wait. It fixed her vision as well. Hold on. So now she's actually looking at the monitor now. Before she was looking slightly over the monitor. Now she's looking at the monitor. Holy shit. That's crazy. Wow, man. Wow. I mean, just hire me. Just hire me at this point, you know? Just hire me. That's crazy. All right, let's talk about Krafton, man. This is big. This is big. The AI wars have begun. Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. The AI wars have begun, man. This is wild. Hold on. Wait a second. Hold on. Wait. Oh, my God, bro. It fixed the fucking keyboard. Wait. Hold on. It fixed the keyboard, too. Oh, my God. Oh, wait a second. What? This is crazy. Bro, just hire me. Hire me, man. Hire me. Side by side. I would have to make the photo quickly. I would have to hold on. Let me see what I could do. Give me a second. Hold on. Because now I'm so curious. Now I'm fucking curious. Hold on. Wait, where are we at? Hold on. Don't go anywhere. Give me a second. Download. Okay, so on the left, we're gonna do left will be original, right? Left, yeah. No, left will be new. Can I even do that? Can I do that? Yeah, I guess I can. Okay, so left will be new, right will be original. Okay, so hold on. Let's cut this as close as possible so we can make space here. Hold on. Hold on. I'm making a photo right now. This is insane. This is insane. I can't believe this is happening. Yeah, there we go. Okay. So let's do this. Let's download this. It even made the picture higher resolution. I'm not even kidding, bro. I'm not even kidding. I'm doing the best I can to showcase this. Hold on. Yeah, we're doing it live. Hold on. Okay. So the left is the fixed image, and the right is Xbox's professional photo. So the screen was fixed. Okay. She's not looking at the monitor here. She's looking at the monitor here. Right? She's not looking here. Okay. The keyboard on here is all uneven keys. They're all like weird, uneven keys. Over here, it looks like an actual keyboard. Bro. Bro, how crazy is that? And DEI points, she's actually darker here than she is over here. And she's a little slimmer too, but she's darker here. She's darker here. They gave her, bro, what? That's crazy, man. What are we doing? What are we doing, bro? I literally fixed their image by typing into a prompt for 10 seconds. Look at this shirt. Yeah. Even the shirt looks nicer here. Crazy, man. Everything looks better. The colors look better. Everything looks better. Yeah, Xbox needs to pay me. I agree. Xbox needs to pay me. Make it happen. All right, let's type in the prompt fake and gay. No. I'm not going to do that. All right, let's talk about it, man. Come on, let's get to the content. We had fun with the AI. Huh? They're so cooked. Oh, yeah, they're major cooked. She slimmed down. She definitely slimmed down. ChatGPT made her skinnier. Seriously. Hold on. We got Griffin Claw with a 2 at Full Metal 921 plot twist. AI said that. Nice. LOL. Alucard with a 5. What does LA and New York have in common? You want to escape from both. True. Ibrikaias with a 10. Who designs graphics without a mouse? AI, apparently. You could do it. It's so crazy. I can't believe I fixed their picture. I didn't think it was going to come out like that. But, hey, it is what it is. Increase the breast size to 400%. Oh, my God. Isn't it 250 million? I'm glad you asked that question. I'm glad that you asked that question, QC, because we're going to explain why it says $25 million. We're going to explain that. Oh, yeah, we're going to explain it, boys. Krafton did a 4D chess move. They sure did. I'm telling you, this shit is heating up. This is a good story. This is one of the most interesting stories out of gaming that I've seen in a little while now. So we're going to talk about it. Let's talk about it because I know that people are confused about the $25 million number, but there's a reason why it's $25 million, and I'm going to explain it. All right, guys, so things are heating up with Krafton as they made one of the best moves that I could possibly think that they could make as of right now, considering all the drama that is happening between Krafton and the original developers, executives from Subnautica 2. So this entire situation has been going crazy, right? First, we had accusations that the game was ready and that Krafton ended up firing the executives because they said the game wasn't ready and that they went back on their word or whatever they were supposed to do, their jobly duties, whatever that was. They fired them and they got rid of them. Then they got accused of firing them and delaying the game because they didn't want to pay a $250 million bonus, right? And that was that whole news that came out recently. Then we found out that the executives that got fired were suing Krafton like not threatening to sue, but actually suing them. Now we are here with one of the best 4D chess moves that I think Krafton could have done. So Krafton recently has announced that they're going to be extending the $25 million bonus period for Subnautica 2 developers. Now you're probably asking yourself, well, Hypnotic, I thought it was $250 million. What happened to that? Why is it $25 million? Well, that's because if you guys paid attention to the $250 million number, you would remember that $250 million number, 90% of it was going to go to the original executives that got fired from the game. 10% of it was going to go to the developers on the actual game, right? So I don't know if that comes out to 25 million. It sounds like it does, but the point is they were not going to give the entire $250 million to the development team. They were initially going to give 90% of that to the former executives that got fired. Now, here's the thing. The former executives that got fired were promising that they were going to split the $250 million completely with the entire development team. But that's taking them at their word, and that's not knowing whether or not they were ever actually going to do it because, well, we're never going to get that opportunity to, obviously. It might have been a typo, but I don't think so, because amid an ongoing legal dispute, Krafton reportedly agreed to extend a $25 million bonus designated specifically for the Unknown World developers due to the delay of Subnautica 2. Krafton purchased Unknown Worlds in 2021 for $500 million. In addition, Unknown Worlds would receive an additional $250 million in 2026 if performance goals were met. However, that payout was due. Krafton let go of two Unknown Worlds co-founders and the CEO and delayed Subnautica 2 until 2026. Krafton claimed that the decision had nothing to do with the money and argued that the former Unknown Worlds leadership abandoned their responsibilities. In response, the fired founders have now begun to sue Krafton. The story took another twist when an internal development document leaked online, which, by the way, I genuinely believe that Krafton themselves were the ones that leaked that document, because it seems like Krafton is making these moves specifically to garner public favor in their favor versus the developers' favor they got fired. But that's my own personal thoughts. I have no proof of that. I just find it interesting that all of this is happening exactly in favor of Krafton. But in response, again, they got sued, and the story took another twist when that dev document got leaked. As the story continues to unfold, there is new development in the favor of Unknown Worlds. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier reported that 10% of the additional $250 million payout was reserved for 40 employees. Okay, so I was correct in the beginning of the video. So 10% of that $250 million was reserved for the 40 developers that were working on the game. The rest of that money was going to go to the executives, the 3 people that got fired from the company. So when Krafton said earlier this month that it planned to push back the game's release, employees feared that it wouldn't be possible to hit those targets and that their potential earnings would disappear, Schreier explained. However, he confirmed that Krafton has agreed to extend the schedule for potential bonus payout to account for the Subnautica 2 delay until next year. Now, this right here is a mega Chad move by Krafton. As much as people want to hate Krafton, and again, I have no love for the company, so I really don't care. But me personally, this is a mega Chad move by Krafton, whether they wanted to do it or not. And trust me, I don't think they want to do this at all. I think due to the PR shitstorm that came their way and due to the fact that they're getting sued right now, I think that they extended this to make them look as good as humanly possible for the upcoming lawsuit that they're going to have, and also just in the eye of the public, right? Because they don't want people to be leaving this game. There are a ton of people that took the side of the developers, a ton of people that unwishlisted the game. The threats to not buy the game were pretty high, so they probably did this because $25 million to them is nothing. If they were going to pay $250 million, you really think they care about paying $25 million? Of course not. This is just a way for them to look as maximum good as possible, because that's pretty huge. That's a lot of money for each developer, a lot of money. So again, they are going to apparently delay it until next year. Krafton also said that it would advance a portion. You see this? Oh man, this is the mega Chad move. Krafton said that it would advance a portion of the studio's projected 2026 profit-sharing bonus pool to all of the Unknown Worlds employees this year. That is insane. Oh my God, dude. This is not looking good for those developers. It is not looking good for the executives right now that are suing Krafton. This is a major move and a major power play by Krafton. You can say that they're buying the loyalty of the developers. To be fair, they probably are, right? But, money talks for a lot of these people. And if they're going to get an advanced portion of the studio's projected profit sharing, that's pretty huge. And they're getting it this year. So they'll get paid this year and they'll go paid their full amount next year if they hit their particular goals, which again, that's up to them. So it remains to be seen what the result of the breach of contract complaint will be, but we expect more twists and turns along the way. Now, a lot of people have opinions about this, okay? A lot of people, money always talks. A lot of people have opinions about this. At this point, I think that this is the best possible move that Krafton could have ever made, to be honest with you. I find it ironic that this is being announced and supposedly talked to with Jason Schreier, not only like 2 days after the supposed internal document leaked, that they themselves confirmed, by the way. Krafton confirmed that the document that was leaked online was real. You're probably asking yourself, why would they confirm that? That just seems, I don't know, it seems a little crazy, right? They will confirm it if it makes it better in their favor, if they look better by confirming it. This is why, in my opinion, I believe that they leaked the document. You can clearly see that that document was a screenshot, or at least a picture from a computer screen. You can see the wavelengths in the screen from the picture that was taken. So somebody took a picture of their computer monitor and leaked that picture on the subreddit for everybody to see. And Krafton immediately said that it was real. So this is a major kick in the balls for the former executives. I wonder what their next play is going to be, because I'm sure in their lawsuit, they were probably going to bank on trying to say that Krafton was purposely delaying the game in order to keep the money. But by Krafton basically making good on the money they promised to everyone else, they could just say, well, we fire these guys, which is why we're not giving them the money, because they weren't upholding their end of the bargain. Everything is going towards Krafton's favor right now, and I really would like to see what these developers are going to do to answer this particular drama that's going on right now. It is a pretty insane situation. So we'll see what ends up happening. We're going to follow through on the Krafton nonsense. This lawsuit obviously is not going to happen anytime soon. And I got to be honest with you, considering all the information that's coming out in Krafton's favor, I don't know if this lawsuit is going to see the light of day. I really don't. I think we are going to have a settlement on our hands. And that's only if Krafton feels like they have anything they have to be hiding. Because none of these companies want to go through discovery, man. They don't want to go through this nonsense. Nobody wants to go through this entire process with this lawsuit and shit like that. And they're probably going to end up settling like most lawsuits do. So we'll see what ends up happening. We'll follow it up with this story, but players have their opinions on it. And I guess we're going to see definitively whose side anybody is on at this point. So let me know in the comments down below. What do you think about this situation? Are you on the side of Krafton, or are you on the side of the developers who got fired? Do you guys think that Krafton is simply just lying to try to save face, which again is possible, right? Or do you think that the developers are lying to try to save their own asses and they wanted that money now and didn't want to wait another year? Whatever that may be, let me know in the comments down below. Thank you for watching this video. And if you would like the video, consider hitting the like button, and I'll see you guys on the next one. This is crazy. Hey, Queen Comics Wife just rated us on Rumble. Shout out to Queen Comics. How you doing? Welcome to the stream. Thank you so much for the raid on Rumble. I was curious. Let me check the Subnautica 2 Steam forums. I want to check the Subnautica 2 Steam forums to see what's going on there, because it's always a good one. Let's see. Let's check. So we got the Subnautica 2 Steam forums here. Some posts. I'm just curious what the overall discussion is right now. It says no to Krafton and greedy companies. No thanks, gamers. We want games, not money cash grabs. This person says still in the top 3 most wish-listed games on Steam. This one is talking about the topic we just discussed, which is Krafton has extended the bonus to 2026. Let's see if this changes the mind of people. Good on them to do right by the current developers who are working hard to make this game. That is indeed good news. It is curious that they waited this long to make that decision rather than just announcing it at the onset. A cynical person might say it's almost like they were putting their finger to win and trying to see which way the wind was blowing. I would agree with that. I would definitely agree with that. But I'm glad they finally came around to this decision. It even took them 2 weeks to do so. This isn't done out of some sudden conscious. They only did it because they got caught. I agree with that too. Does that include the executives or not? Nope. They're fired. Why would it include them? If it doesn't, that this would just be another confirmation of what we already know. No, it's not. They fired them. Why would they give them money if they fired them? It doesn't matter. They only want to pay the people who are going to continue developing the game right now into 2026. If the company feels like the game is not ready for early access, the company gets the final say. And the company is paying the people who are waiting to 2026 and developing the game into 2026. They're paying them. They're paying them up front, and they're also going to potentially pay them if they hit their objectives. So they wouldn't pay the executives. That's kind of silly. But I do agree they're only doing it to make it seem like they're the nice guys here. Does not include the 3 founders. Obviously, they did it because the former executives use their employees as a shield for their own interests. That's why Charlie all of a sudden claims he would share the money with employees, but in the past, they never got anything beyond the initial 90-10 cut. Oh, that is big news. Glad to hear that. I would rather see them take the executives bonus and add a chunk of it to the regular employees bonus. Would be good PR, improve morale, and be a lot more useful to the developers than Charlie's non-committal statement, or as Bloomberg put it quite diplomatically, Gil and the leadership group, who were due to receive the bulk of the remaining $225 million, had also said that they would distribute an unspecified amount to employees who weren't eligible for the earnout, although that isn't specified in the paperwork, or trust me, bro, in short. Yeah, no, fuck that trust me, bro shit. Forget that trust me, bro shit. Like, if you really believe that somebody who is getting $250 million, or divide that by 3, if you think they're getting that much money and they're just going to split it with you to be a good friend, you really believe that? What kind of world do we live in? I don't believe that in the slightest. I'm sure there might be somebody out there that might do that, but I highly doubt it's these guys. Can't wait for Charlie to step up and commit to paying the devs a certain percentage of the inevitable settlement that's going to happen down the road. I bet those employees must feel like children in a divorce, both parents showering them with presents. That's exactly what's happening. That's exactly what's happening. Krafton is trying everything they can to make the developers stay and to make them feel happy about staying. And the CEO, or the former CEO, or the executives that got fired, I mean, they're just trying to get their money. That's really it. They'll most likely delay until 2027 then. Well, at that point, that's going to be very questionable. This person says it's crisis management. If there's a $250 million bonus due on successful completion of an early access launch, then what this reads like is that Krafton is trying to split the development team and the founders with $25 million. This move has no bearing on the lawsuit for breach of contract. Rather, it implies that Krafton underestimated the situation externally and internally and is now trying to fight an internal political fire by throwing some crumbs at the development team. I mean, to be fair, I wouldn't call $25 million crumbs. I mean, am I crazy for saying that? $25 million divided by 40 people, I would not call that crumbs. I feel like anybody would gladly take that much money. What is that, like $600,000 or something like that? That's not crumbs, bro. Even after taxes take his cut, you're still looking at over $300,000. People will be very happy to take that. You know what I mean? Because you got $300,000 guaranteed or semi-guaranteed. Let's be real. Let's be real. But still, you got a better chance at getting the $300,000 than someone else saying, "Trust me, bro, I'll share my $225 million with you. Just believe me. Just believe me." You know what I mean? Like I would rather go with the company that's gonna obviously, utilize that to reduce their income via taxes and all that. So anyway, we'll see what ends up happening. But you can clearly see that people are making their decision right now in this game. This entire thing is just fucking wild. Community implosion. Support this game. Remove the game. Again, it's all over the place. I have never seen a community divided like this, and it's a shame. Because a game like this probably had a really strong community before this, and I'm sure it still will. I'm sure they still will have a strong community, but you can clearly see the divide. So, $625,000 per employee. Yep, that sounds about right. That sounds about right. All right, let's catch up on Super Chats, and then we're going to get into the last topic, ladies and gentlemen. Last topic. Where are we at? Secret Final Boss with a 5. Anyone want to get me an OC design based on Xbox ad? I'll be hiring a real artist, though. Nice. Rumble, we got nothing on Rumble, but like I said, we did get rated. We did get rated by Comics Queen. Thank you so much. Queen Comics Wife. Thank you. Thank you for rating us. I appreciate it. Yeah, I agree. That's not crumbs. That is not crumbs. If anybody calls $600,000 crumbs, they're clearly fucking lying. Either that or they're a trust fund baby. Sorry, I had to do it. I saw the opportunity. All right, mods, let me know how far we are from tier 1. I don't think we're anywhere close right now. We're going to get into the third topic. Where are we? Where's the third topic? Where are you? Third topic. Grand Theft Auto 6. Grand Theft Auto 6, baby. Nexus Nocturne with a 2. What's poppin'? I'm finally home. Welcome home, Nexus. Welcome home. Welcome to the stream. Thank you for hanging out, man. All right, we got some Grand Theft Auto 6 news. Now, this one is interesting. I know a lot of people are going to have opinions on this one. I know that. I just know they are. Because there are some people that are really fucking mad at Grand Theft Auto 6 and the direction that it's taken with the game. Supposedly, anyway. And there's other people that are obviously looking excited for this game and can't wait to buy it and will, you know, play it day one and all. They'll pay $150 for it retail. They don't give a fuck. You know, the Grand Theft Auto is always going to be successful. We know that. But this one in particular has, let's just say, a lot of opinions about it. Okay. Now, the reason why I think people are going to be, you know, having I guess a lot to say about this is because the number you see on screen is what they're projecting, right? T-Jab says we are 145.64 away from tier 1. Yeah, we're getting felted. God damn, we're getting felted. This might be the end of tier 2 tonight. 92 gone. Grand Theft Auto 6 supposedly is going to make $7 billion in 2 months, according to analysts. 7 billion, okay? Not million, 7 billion with a B. With a B in 2 months. Orc Dictator says they are on drugs. Are they? Are they? Let me see. I gotta find it. Hold on. Let me see. I'll check it out. Give me a second. Let me see. How much did GTA 5 make? First day. Okay. Grand Theft Auto 5, guys. Grand Theft Auto 5 made $1 billion in 3 days. 3 days, guys. 3 days. Grand Theft Auto 5. Guys, Grand Theft Auto 5. Grand Theft Auto 5. I want you to understand this. Grand Theft Auto 5 made $1 billion in 3 days. Let me pull up the article. Hold on, because it's like a Reddit post. Let me see. It made $800 million on its first day. That was before the decline. Maybe. But hold on. Let me see if I could bring up a article or something like that. Hold on. What the fuck? So, okay, so you know what's funny? Look at this. Look at this. This was an article that was put out January 2nd, 2025. Okay? Look at what this article, January 2nd of 2025 says. Ready for this? GTA 6 projected to make over $3 billion in its first year on sale. Bro, come on. How did we go from $3 billion in its first year on sale to $7 billion in 2 months? How did we... Oh my God, bro. How did we do... How did we get here? Anyway, so this is clearly very different. So I'm very curious where this story is coming from. So let's get into it and let's see what we got going on, because this is quite the jump. Yes, this is quite the jump. I would agree with that. This is quite the jump. Vardamis with a 10. That was before they pissed off everyone by toning down the new game for modern audiences. So listen, I would agree with that. I would agree that they definitely pissed off some people. Although, to be fair, we don't know how much they toned it down. We can only utilize recent censorship to Grand Theft Auto 5, especially around trans jokes. We can only use that as kind of like a barometer to see what the potential censorship will be like in Grand Theft Auto 6. They've already told us ages ago that they were going to tone the game down compared to previous installments of GTA 6. They already told us that. We already knew it was coming. We just don't know how much. And I feel like anybody that's used to Grand Theft Auto I feel like you're going to be able to tell a tonal shift very quickly. It really shouldn't take that long to figure out, right? So I guess we'll see what ends up happening on this. But I guarantee you the reason why they're probably estimating that $7 billion in 2 months is because of the price of the game is going to be astronomical. I think that this will be the first $100+ game. I really do. I really, really do. I think this will absolutely be the first $100 game, and there's going to be plenty of normies that are going to buy this game up that's going to make billions of dollars in the first couple of days. I don't see $7 billion in 2 months. I think that's pretty high. If you told me $3 billion in 2 months, I'd probably be more likely to believe you. I really do. But $7 billion seems awfully high. That's a lot of bees, right? That's a lot of bees. So anyway, let's get into it. We'll figure it out. Let's see what the analyst had to say. Hold on. All right, ladies and gentlemen. So Grand Theft Auto 6 is a topic on a lot of people's minds, right? Especially as we get closer and closer to release of this game. Obviously, everybody knows this game has been delayed into next year, and people have opinions about the game, right? Some people think the game is going towards the modern audience route because Rockstar has openly admitted that they're going to be toning down the game and toning down the jokes. And recent censorship that has taken over Grand Theft Auto 5. If you look at some of the recent games, the remasters, you'll realize that a lot of the trans jokes got taken out. A lot of the politically incorrect stuff has gotten, remade or whatever, or toned down or flat out censored. A lot of that stuff is happening, but Grand Theft Auto 6 has a lot of opinions around it. However, there's one particular projection that really caught my attention, and that has to do with Grand Theft Auto 6 apparently is estimated to make $7 billion in just 2 months. Yes, that is exactly the number you're listening to. $7 billion with a B in 2 months they are predicting. Now, keep in mind, this is July 15th of 2025. I have an article from IGN from January of 2025 that says Grand Theft Auto 6 is projected to make over $3 billion in its first year on sale. So we went from $3 billion projection in one entire year to now suddenly being $7 billion in 2 months within the same, I don't understand how we jumped this far, but that just seems to be where the numbers are at now. So let's find out what's going on here from Insider Gaming. They say it's no big secret that Grand Theft Auto 6 will likely be the biggest game launch in history which, listen, I will agree with that. Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to set records. They always do. There is no doubt about it. This game will absolutely be a massive success. They will make all their money back probably within the first couple of days, and then everything that happens afterwards will happen. But, Grand Theft Auto 5 made $800 million in its first day on sale. $800 million. It did over $1 billion in just 3 days alone. And that was Grand Theft Auto 5. So imagine Grand Theft Auto 6. Now, a lot of people are going to say, well, this is different. The climate's different. The hype is not as big as it used to be. And I get that. Totally agree with that. But I don't think it's going to really matter too much in this scenario, because this will also, in my opinion, be the first over $100 video game. And how many normies are going to be out there? How many people, how many super casuals that are dying for the next Grand Theft Auto game? All they play is Grand Theft Auto, right? The people who play Grand Theft Auto Online, super excited for this game. The people who fund Rockstar or who funded Rockstar for years by buying Shark Points or whatever the hell they're called, these are the people that are going to mega fund Grand Theft Auto 6. Keep in mind, at $100 retail price, the amount of sales that this game is going to have, it's definitely going to do billions in the first few days, I gotta imagine. But after that, that's $7 billion in 2 months. I just find that hard to believe, but you never know. It's supposedly set to shatter records worldwide and will easily shift millions upon millions of copies within minutes of hitting the shelves. One venture capital firm driven by investment in gaming has taken an analytical stance, making a bunch of predictions, including an ambitious suggestion that Grand Theft Auto 6 will generate $7.6 billion in revenue in just 60 days of launch. On LinkedIn, Convoy's Josh Chapman posted a series of predictions based on internal chats at the firm. For those not in the know, Convoy is a firm focused on investing in platforms and technologies at the frontier of gaming. The internal analysis of GTA 6 future yielded a diverse platter of predictions, some more obvious than others. For instance, the team suggested that Grand Theft Auto 6 will be the greatest video game release of all time, which I feel like that's obvious at this point. That isn't that a given at this point? They also suggested that Grand Theft Auto 6 Online, or whatever it's going to be called, will accommodate 200 player lobbies and will host a thriving UGC component on the platform. So whatever online version of Grand Theft Auto 6 there's going to be, it's going to be to the point, or so grand to the point that it's got to support the game for the next 10 to 15 years. That's just what it's going to be, because Grand Theft Auto 6 is going to be releasing on this platform, right? On the PS5 platform. It's also going to release on the PS6 platform, and it's also going to release on the PS7 platform. I guarantee you, if there is ever, you never know these days, but still, it's going to release on those platforms just like Grand Theft Auto 5 did. They're going to keep releasing this game over and over and over again, and they're going to utilize Grand Theft Auto Online as the cash cow that's going to keep them afloat while they design Grand Theft Auto 7. Right, that's usually how this is going to go. So 200 player lobbies, though, that seems pretty hardcore. One of the most ambitious predictions was centered around GTA 6 envisioned revenue. This is where it comes from. So GTA 6, we predict that it will generate $7.6 billion in revenue in the first 60 days of its launch. Current release date is May 26, 2026. This will be the greatest video game release of all time, shattering player, viewership, and revenue records. They estimate that in 2-month window, GTA 6 will ship 85 oh my God. Oh my God, bro. So the crazy thing, here's the crazy thing. So they're saying 85 million copies. And they're also saying that it's going to be an $80 game. That is insane, bro. Because then you got to think about it. If it's 85 million copies and the game ends up being a $100 game, and not an $80 game, we are looking at unbelievable record numbers. Now, 85 million copies is still absolutely wild. I guess I could see it. I suppose I could see it, maybe, but because we're talking worldwide, we're not talking just in the United States. But still, that's a really high number. Like, I don't know if it's that high. I really think that they're over projecting here. I don't know if they have investment in Rockstar and perhaps they're trying to convince people to go buy this game, but I really feel like this is super high projections. But the team at Convoy also factored in GTA Plus subscriptions, which they estimate will skyrocket when GTA 6 is released. So if you look at their projections here, they have it all charted out. This is crazy. This is crazy. New copies sold. They're thinking 10 million copies pre-ordered. So they're thinking 10 million pre-orders. They're thinking 15 million sales on day 1. They're thinking 10 million sales by day 3. They're thinking 5 million sales by day 7. They're thinking 20 million sales by day 30. And 25 million sales by day 60. So basically, oh my God, bro, this is crazy. With a total of 85 million sales at $80 a pop. I don't know, bro. Why do I feel like this is... They're also looking at GTA Plus subscription. So $8.99 with a 10% increase on day 30. So they're thinking people are going to wait. Is that what I'm understanding? With a 20% increase on day 60 for a total of $180 million. Am I understanding this right? GTA Plus revenue? God damn, bro. This is really high, bro. I don't know if I'm believing this 100%. As of 2025, Grand Theft Auto 5 has sold 215 million copies. And it took just 3 days for the game to secure $1 billion in sales. Within a single day, 11 million copies were sold. Okay, so 11 million copies being sold day 1 for GTA 5. And they're thinking GTA 6 on day 1 is going to do 4 million more copies. With 10 million pre-orders before the 15 million copies. That's what they're thinking. GTA 6 arguably has more hype behind it than GTA 5 did, given how the trailers for the game have broken viewership records twice. There's a bigger, hungrier audience. That's true. The technological leaps seem even more monumental, and Rockstar is playing the marketing game perfectly. Yeah, I mean, listen, at this point, I'll say this. I'll say anything is possible. Anything is possible. Perhaps if there wasn't some level of controversy, maybe I could believe them hitting this number. There's definitely more gamers than ever. But here's the problem. This game is also not going to release day 1 on PC. That obviously did not hurt GTA 5, so I don't think it's going to hurt GTA 6. But I will say there's a lot more people playing on PC than ever before that prefer to play on PC than ever before. And I don't know if they're going to buy the game twice, is what I'm saying. There are a lot of people that will. I just don't know if a vast majority is going to do it. But at this point, this is pretty massive numbers. And I'm sure it's going to be fairly close to it. I don't think it's going to quite hit it, but I think it's definitely going to be record-setting numbers for sure. There's no doubt about it. But keep in mind, record-setting numbers would be, 3 billion in 60 days, 4 billion in 60 days, right? It doesn't have to hit 7.6 billion to be record numbers, right? Because this franchise, you can only do half of that and still set records. So this is exponentially higher than anything we've ever seen before. Exponentially higher. It's not even close. So we're going to find out, I guess, what happens with this game. Obviously, we're getting closer and closer to release. Next year, it's going to be coming out. And you guys can let me know in the comments down below. I mean, what do you think of this? These numbers are wild. I would love to see your thoughts in the comments. I really would. What do you think of these numbers? Do you think it's going to hit it? Do you think it's going to surpass it? Or do you think it's going to be way off on the lower end? For whatever that reason may be, let me know in the comments what you're thinking. Thank you guys so much for watching. And if you enjoyed this video and this conversation, consider hitting that like button. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Yeah, guys, I don't know, man. I don't know. I think, let me look at this chart again. Hold on. Let me really look at this chart. Let me look at this chart. So I'm trying to get the full understanding of this thing. So from subscription reoccurring, $8.99 every month. Wait, no, but how does that work though? Because this is day 1, day 3, day 7, and day 30. So why does it have $8.99? Oh, I guess that's 1 month. Yeah, okay. So this is all just 1 month, and it's going to account for 10%. So it's going to account for 10% of total game sales revenue to $45 million, and then day 60, 20% at 135. Orc Data says, I bet 2 memberships they won't hit 85 million copies. Well, think about it. So GTA hit 215 million copies, but GTA has been out for over a decade. GTA 5, right? So GTA 5, over 10 years it took to get to that number. So to get to 85 million copies sold, it must have took them a couple of years to get there. And now they're saying that it's going to happen in 60 days. I don't know about that, bro. I don't know about that. If it was releasing on PC day 1, I would say you might have something. But it's not releasing on PC day 1. It's only releasing on console. So we shall see. 60 days. 60 days is going to be the number. We'll see what ends up happening from there. But I will say that I'm sure that Grand Theft Auto is not going to be shy about announcing their numbers, as most successful games aren't. You know, I don't buy consoles. Yeah, I mean, I get that. GTA 5 originally sold at $60. Yeah, but again, this is assuming the game's going to sell at 80. And I don't think it's going to sell at 80. I really don't. I think it's going to be a $100 game. Are they taking a year wait for PC? Yup. They're going to wait 1 year for PC. Supposedly. Did you get timed out? I don't think so. Let me catch up on Super Chats really quick. Where are we at? Where are we at? Brand. Bro, look at this guy's name. Brand Lynchy Poo. Brand Lynchy Poo. Gifting 5 Hypnotic memberships. What a
My
leg.
hands are shaking, but I'm still shooting. I'm still getting the headshots. It's like boom, headshot, boom, headshot, boom, headshot.
Shout out to Brand Lynchy Poo. Oh my God. I appreciate that, man. Thank you. We got Griffin Claw with a $100. I ain't broke, but fuck off. Goodbye, AAA. Yeah, it's fucking wild, bro. I got to be honest with you. I really do think it's going to be a $100 game. I really do genuinely believe that. We got, wow, look who it is. We got the one and the only Lady Erin D dropping on this channel. Wow. Lady Erin D dropping a 5 Hypnotic membership banger. Shout out to Lady Aaron D. It's good to see you. Shout out to Lady Aaron D. Thank you so much for the 5 membership banger. I appreciate that. Then we got Griffin Claw with a 2, more apathetic, cautious gamer than ever before. I think a lot of people like that, bro. A lot of people like that now, and rightfully so. You know, the industry creates the buyer that they end up having, right? You keep giving people what they want, they're going to line up and just easily give you their money. But if you keep fucking around, what eventually is going to happen is people are going to be so cautious with everything. They're going to walk on eggshells with every single product that gets released. And you have to earn their trust over and over and over again in the hopes to try to get to where you were before you started fucking around and finding out. You know, so now a lot of buyers are like that now. Old Man Cad for a 2. I'm sorry, but Mind's Eye will sell more releases.
Stop it. Get some help.
This is what happens when Old Man Cad is not supervised. This is what happens. Old Man Cad, thank you, brother. I appreciate it for the 2. Rumble. We got Deadeye's Lock. Deadeye's Lock with $1. The reason most of the gaming industry felt it itself is because the amount stupid decision from Greed and Dead End Initiative revoking their based ball sack rights. Fair? Fair. I saw somebody in the chat say this is the same thing that happened with the movie industry, and I agree with that. The movie industry is where it's at because they spent, like 3 to 5 years, maybe even more than that. But like 3 to 5 really good years just fucking up, bro. Fucking up. They spent 3 to 5 years doing everything nobody wanted and trying desperately to make it something that people would accept. And nobody would accept it. No matter how hard they tried, nobody would accept it. And now they're desperately trying to get people back in the seats because people realize that they didn't have to go to the theaters. People realize, like, bro, there's plenty of entertainment to be had that's way cheaper and more affordable than going to the theater, right? And sure, you have some diehards that'll go to the theater depending on the movie, but it is a common fact that the theaters are at an all-time low traffic for a multitude of reasons. You'll have people that are coping and they're trying to say, oh, but it's COVID. No, it's not. Shut the fuck up. It's not COVID. It's not COVID. You guys still using that fucking excuse. Oh, it's COVID. No, stop it. It's you. You're the problem. All right. We are fully caught up everywhere. Yeah, we are fully caught up everywhere. Shout out to you guys. Okay. We're not at tier 1 just yet. We're not even close to tier 2, but hopefully the insane waifu battle will save our streaks. Otherwise, we're fucked. We're fucked. Let's get into the waifu battle, ladies and gentlemen. This is going to be a good one. This is going to be an interesting one. I'll say the least. Plus, we have a new champion, so that's always a good thing, right? All right, ladies and gentlemen, the waifu battle is here. Let's go. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Wake up. All right, so if you guys are unaware, we crowned a brand new champion yesterday because there was a bit of trolling going on from GDR to ensure that the one and only legendary Shion became the waifu battle champion again. So with that being said, we're going to bring out the challenger. But before we do that, let's go over the rules because we got rules, okay? Rule number 1. All super chats during the waifu battle can and will count towards a particular waifu, but the only way that is going to count is if you put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. You got to put the name of the waifu in the super chat first. If you don't do that, then it will not count. It doesn't matter how big they are. If you super chat after the fact that you put the name of the wife you forgot to put the first time first, then I will make it count. Rule number 2. You can vote for any waifu regardless of who's on the screen. It does not matter. You can vote for the champion, who is Shion. You can vote for the challenger, who you're about to find out. It doesn't matter who's on the screen at the time. And last but not least, after the second waifu comes off screen, I will do a 30-second countdown. After that 30-second countdown, no more super chats are going to count. It does not matter how big they are. The last super chat that shows up on my screen will be the one that counts. So please, if you're going to vote, vote early and vote hard, ladies and gentlemen. Do we understand the rule? I know we don't. I know we don't. You know, I know we don't. Look at this. Dark Exile. God damn it. Dark Exile for a 2 says Tifa. That's how I know we don't understand the rules. All right, listen, man. Today's waifu has never been in the waifu battle. We got new blood. Okay? We got new blood. And this particular waifu, she's quite the fighter. She's not Tifa. But goddamn, is she stacked. All right, boys. The challenger that's going to go up against Shion is going to be none other than the one and the only Shermie from King of Fighters, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock and let's see who is going to win. I have to put the names on the bottom. Give me 1 second. Hold on. There we go. The names are on the bottom, ladies and gentlemen. The names are on the bottom. She is quite the fighter. Sir, you mentioned there'd be tits. There is. Do you think there's not? Let's see who is going to win this one. Next is Nocturne, starting off unbelievably strong with a $10 banger saying Shion. Okay. All right. Has she been in the waifu battle before? I don't remember that. Really? She has been? And she lost? Well, let's see if she can turn it around now. How does she see? It doesn't matter. Doesn't really matter how she sees. All that matters is how you see her. Damn, that girl's thick. Absolutely. We got Mr. Melancholy with a 2, Shermie, stacked redheads. Let's go. We got tears to try to save. Boys. We got hate watchers watching. I'm not trying to lose it on their watch. T-Jab says 11:25. God damn, that was so far away. Last year in November, she was in the waifu battle. Wow, I don't remember that. Well, you know what? Welcome back. Let's see if she can win it. We got Dragon with a 10 saying Shermie, Das Wonder Woman. Shermie is German. Oh, she's German, so you know she's nasty, bro. That should be an immediate win. You just know. Come on, there's no doubt about it now at this point. We got Secret Final Boss for a 2, says Piranha Pal, because reasons, of course. Why am I not surprised? Demajidai for a 2, Shermie loves Shion, but that red hair. Oh, yeah. That red hair is fantastic. Cozy Goober says she's down for beer and sausage. She sure is. Zelosi for a 501 Rumble says Shermie, King of Fighter babes are the best. All right, we're getting a little bit of Shermie love here. She's in the lead right now. It's a little bit light, but she's in the lead right now. Not by much, though. Alucard says he's bricked. That's a lot of bricked. That is a lot of bricked. They love to see it. We got Sega with a 499 saying Shermie has restored my faith in goon-manity. Yo, that's a great word, goon-manity. That's actually great. We should make that a thing. Paper Ligers for a 10. Shion. Normally I'm all red, but for now it's ponytail time. Fair. Ali Kusanagi with a $30 banger trying to save the stream right now. Saying, Shermie, love your choice of challenger today. Bricked. Very nice. Very nice. Major bricks. Thank you, Ali Kusanagi. I appreciate the 30 banger, man. And then we got Anti-Federalist Pain with a 10 on Rubble saying, Shion, I'd vote for Shermie, but she has a penis head, and I cannot see it. So girl with the control stick on her head it is. Bro, what? What the fuck? What kind of statement is that? What kind of statement? He says she's a dickhead. That's crazy. Oh my God. All right. Shermie's coming off screen. And now it's time to bring out the current Waifu Battle champion, who is none other and not going down without a fight, boys. We got Shion, ladies and gentlemen. Let's start the clock. Hopefully Shion can get us a tier 2 to the best of her ability. Shion, come on, save us, Shion. Save us, Shion. Let's go. We got Chief Danye with a 10 saying, Shion, me, Shermie. Oh, thank God. T-Jab says tier 1 has officially finally been hit. Holy shit. That means we are on the road to tier 2. Can we get 92 tier 2s in a row? We are at 404 tier 1s in a row. Let's see. Find out. Thank you, T-Jab. I appreciate that. Danny, like I said, with the 10. Shion, me, Shermie. Hornhead versus Dickhead. Why are we classifying this as that? What is wrong with you guys? Why are we classifying this as that? This should not be how we are classifying this. Jesus Christ, man. This should not be a thing. It should not be a thing. Unbelievable. Ban him? No, don't ban him. Don't ban him. The YouTube struggle bus is real. We never have a struggle bus. That's usually Smash JT. I guess tonight he must have put his bad mojo on us. I don't really know what's going on here. Demajinai with a 2 says Shion could have let my girl have no love. All right, fair. Demajinai being an equal opportunity gooner. We love it. Love to see it. First Waifu Battle cockfight? I don't think so. I think the first... Did female Nerd Wars ever fight female Black Myth Wukong? I'm trying to remember. Did that happen? I feel like that would be technically the first Waifu Battle cockfight. I don't remember if that happened. We got Mr. Melancholy with a 2 saying Shermie. Bricked thickness. Very nice. Thank you so much. Appreciate that. And Brandon. Not Brandon. Jesus Christ. Brand Lynchy Poo. I can't with this name, bro. I can't. Brand Lynchy Poo trying to save tier 2, putting in a $50 banger right now. He says, I gotta tell you, bud, I don't know all this anime stuff, but your content gets me through my route, laughing my ass off. GG Goobers, bro. That's amazing. You know how many people watch me while they're at work? And I wonder, how the fuck do you work while listening to this nonsense? How does that happen? I don't know, but shout out to Brand Lynchy Poo with the massive $50 banger, brother. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. That's getting us closer and closer to tier 2, but we are not quite there yet. We're not quite there yet. Is the picture Shermie? The first one was. This is Shion. We're desperately trying to get tier 2 before the Waifu Battle's over. Otherwise, we are fucked. Super Kitty's trying to help with 1 membership. Shout out to Super Kitty. Thanks so much. I appreciate that. Peace out, Soul Reaper. Appreciate you hanging out. You missed Shermie? Shermie was there, man. Goonin. Ron DFK with 199 says Shion because of the leapfrog accident duet. There you go. Alucard with a 2 says Shermie. I'm kidding. I wouldn't want anyone banned. I know you were. I was just kidding about you kidding. Don't worry about it. I was just kidding about you kidding. All right, boys. GDR says you didn't see the pic. I'm sorry. Yo, what up, Gooch? He says, oh, Hypno, you have the ads? Yeah, I don't know why. I didn't turn it on. YouTube's just being gay like that. Stinrocks with a 1999 banger says Shion. Let's fucking go. Shout out to Stinrocks. Thank you so much, brother. All right, the final countdown. Who is going to win? Here we go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, go. And that is going to be it for the Waifu Battle. The last super chat that is going to count is BioT-Wolf's $100 Red Boy Ultra Banger saying, Shermie, I love you, Shion, but we need more King of Fighters champions. Stunner. BioT-Wolf and his stunners are insane. They're insane. Then Nexus Nocturne dropped a 5 saying, Shion, damn bricked. Absolutely bricked, bro. BioT-Wolf with that fucking stunner. I don't think it got us tier 2, unfortunately. It got us a little bit closer, but it didn't quite get us there. BioT-Wolf, thank you for the $100 Red Boy. $100 Red Boy. I'm going to give you a goon clip while the mods count it up. Mods, count it up. Let's go. God, man, we scraped by 99 cents. BioT-Wolf Super Chat got us to tier 2 by 99 cents. Oh, my God. Oh, my God. Talk about clutch, my guy. Talk about clutch, man. Holy shit. That's crazy. That is insane. Shout out to BioT-Wolf. I appreciate that, man. Nice dancing. Thank you. I do it every single time we get tier 2. Every time. Every time. Holy shit. Thank you, BioT-Wolf, and thank you, everybody, for getting us there on a apparent struggle bus day, which is crazy. I've never experienced that. Is this what Smash JT feels like? Am I becoming Smash JT? Oh, no. I'm just kidding. Don't go there yet. All right, feed the ducks. Feed the ducks. Come on, feed the ducks. And feed the Eagles over on Rumble. Oh, never mind. Shit. Damn, you guys are fast. You guys are fast. Hold on. Oh, man. Oh, man. Here we go. Here we go. It's happened for the first time ever. For the first time ever. Damn. In the waifu battle, we got Shermie at $147.57 against Xion at $68.98, which means that the winner and the new Waifu Battle champion is going to be none other. And GDR, if you're watching, pay attention, because you're about to see the picture right now. The champion is going to be none other, for the first time ever, Shermie. Ladies and gentlemen, god damn. First time ever. First time ever. Let's go. First time ever. Let's do it one more time. One more time, ladies and gentlemen. One more time. Let's go. GDR's not happy. Oh, man. GDR is not happy. Oh, man. All right. Clearly there's coping and seething happening in the chat now. Clearly there's coping and seething.
You are coping and seething. You just can't accept what you're seeing. Yes, you're coping and seething. The truth it is scalding, and now you are molding and coping so hard. Coping and seething.
And that's going to be it, ladies and gentlemen, for the waifu battle. Jeremy's going to go backstage, and she will face off against another waifu tomorrow. Hypnocast, 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Do not miss it. Biotee Wolf is laughing his fucking ass off, bro. Biotee Wolf is laughing his ass off. All right. Wait, what? Why is the trust fund? What?
Holy shit.
When did this? When exactly did this happen? Wait a second. What the fuck? When did this happen? It must have been when I was going through the clips and shit. When I was I think he did it when I was designing the belt on Shermie, probably. Holy shit. Mr. fucking Rouge. Mr. Rouge just dropped on the chat. Jesus Christ, man. He just dropped a $500 Red Boy Omega banger, right? Like we got Red Boy Ultra banger, and then we got Red Boy Omega banger, right? Like this is a $500 Red Boy Omega banger. Wow. God damn, man. God damn. Shout out to Mr. Rouge. Spam the emojis on YouTube. Apparently, I thought I added them on Rumble, but I didn't. So I'm fucking up on Rumble, man. I'm sorry. I'll add them tonight. I thought for sure I added them. I'm almost positive I added them. But Rumble's quirky sometimes, man. You add shit and it doesn't show up. I'll add moderators and then they don't get mod powders. I don't know. It's weird. But maybe that's my mistake. But I'll definitely add them. Mr. Rouge, thank you so much for the $500 Red Boy Ultra Mega Banger. Omega Banger. I appreciate that, man. Holy shit. Came out of... You didn't even type anything. It's probably because you're on the iPad, isn't it? It's probably because you're on the iPad. But shout out to you, man. Thank you. Dragon with the 5. One-hit wonder. She on GDR. Yeah, she usually is a one-hit wonder, sadly. Except for her first streak. Her first streak was insane. GDR with a 5. Shermie looks like a middle-aged prostitute with saggy tits. What the fuck, BioT Wolf? I'm getting AIDS from looking at Shermie.
Holy shit.
I am more impressed at the fact that you were able to put that in a YouTube super chat and not get banned. I am extremely impressed by the fact that you were able to do that. I don't know how you did that, but that's amazing. Shout out to Real GDR. Then we got Anti-Federalist Pain with $1. Pair of tits with a dickhead. Might as well be a Fuda. And then he throws the Melody Mac word. Bro, the salt. BioT Wolf, you see this? The salt. The salt. Because Shermie won. It's crazy, man. Insane. All right, boys, listen. Thank you so much for the amazing stream. You guys really pulled it in right at the end, as you always do. I appreciate you. I appreciate everything you do. I hope you guys have been enjoying Grifcast. If you haven't been joining me on Grifcast, please think about joining. We have a morning stream around 10-ish Eastern Standard Time usually. And then we have the 5 p.m. Eastern Standard Time afternoon gaming stream. And then we have Hypnocast at 9 p.m. Eastern. We're doing more gaming than we're doing commentary at this point. It's pretty amazing, to be honest with you. Hope you guys are having so much fun with it. And we're getting closer and closer to finishing Death Stranding. And then at this point, you know, I don't think we're going to finish Death Stranding early enough to play RoboCop before Wu Chang. So it's probably going to be Death Stranding, then Wu Chang, then RoboCop, unfinished business. That's probably going to be the lineup. So join me for those games. Let's have some fun. Let's have a good time. It's been really, really fantastic. Seriously. It's been fantastic. You guys have been amazing, man. GDR says gaming is king, like the stream. Thank you. Thank you. I hope you guys enjoy the gaming streams. All right, boys. Thank you again for helping me hit 12,000 subscribers on the manga channel. I appreciate it. I know I don't talk about it very much on this channel, but I still appreciate it regardless. All the support, no matter where it's coming from. Thank you, thank you, thank you for that. Join me tomorrow, 9 p.m. Eastern, for another Hypnocast. Let's have a good time. Let's talk about the topics, talk about games. You know what we do. We do this every single day. We're going to rate someone at the end, so you already know how it goes. Thank you again for liking the stream, commenting, spamming the chat, super chatting, gifting, memberships, everything. And then, of course, shout out to the Hypnomods for doing what they do every single day. I appreciate you as well, all of you guys. T-Jap, I see all of you. Thank you for everything you do. And I'll see you guys on the next one. Until then, go be bigots. And especially, go be gooners. Bye.
I am not gay. I have relationships with women and sex with men. And I got news for you. That means you
Poor kids are just as bright and just as talented as white kids.
Her dog, or her cat, was named Vagina.
Put a ticket in, make her gay. Suck it, yeah, Jones. Put a ticket in, make her lady gay. Suck it, yeah, put a ticket in, make her gay. It means put a ticket in.
touch of the black man. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light. I bring light.